Camera's still not on. Don't look like.
Nobody need to see you right now.
Damn, I could have been late then. What do you mean? Tell me that
Did
next
you get
time.
your medicine, man? You know it's 420 weekend. I hope you got your medicine.
Today ain't 420.
It's 420 weekend.
Oh, you said a weekend, huh? You just gonna
talking
take the whole weekend, huh?
The whole
I'm just
weekend.
talking through the fucking introduction and
Oh,
everything.
my bad.
I wonder could people hear you and shit through the introduction.
They definitely could.
My computer moves so fucking slow, girl. Got it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Boom.
We in here.
Boom. There it is.
What's up with Pete?
Pete been on some other shit lately. I don't know what's up with Pete, dog.
He be back. Player Pete.
Why the hell 6 ain't in the room? 6 is on the comments and shit. It's crazy.
Where you at, Six?
See,
Already?
6 in the comments and shit. Fucking crazy. I'm at the table right now. I'm eating. I ain't cooking today. You supposed to be cooking for the people. 6, you ain't supposed to be eating the damn food, man. What's happening? Cry.
Getting ready to drive to Cali.
Yeah, Fats got to do a show out here. He was telling me. Now, what was your question, King?
No, I was just wondering about, the image of hip hop. Like, what does, when you say hip hop, what comes to your mind? What people, what image do you see, when you think of hip hop? And to me, it's like when you think of hip hop, you just think of a black culture. That's like the first thing that comes to your mind. But then I was thinking like, well, if it's a black culture, then how do you include, black people that listen to country, listen to rock, because we already know R&B, hip hop tries to encompass R&B a little bit as you go, but it doesn't do that to country, rock that black people listen to. So how do you champion all that for the black culture as a whole?
I don't really believe in black culture.
Okay.
I think that terminology is a bit too loose.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's culture that black people started, but I don't think that's black culture.
Okay.
So like me and Manny was just in the group chat, we were just talking about this. I've been on Manny about this for a few years where like we say like slavery is black culture and it's like, or excuse me, soul food is black culture. And I like to use the term American slave culture.
Okay.
Just happened to be most American slaves or people that cook like this was black, but it's not every black person in America was not eating this type of food. Everybody wasn't a slave. So I like more finite terms, you know what I mean? Like
So what kind of term would you use to represent black people in this day and time as a whole?
Well, we don't share a culture.
Okay. So what culture wouldn't be part of that connection?
No, because we don't like now here's a glasses fact. Like they say, like I look at like experience is how people treat you. Culture is how you treat each other. Black people around this country don't treat each other the same way. So I get what people mean when they say black culture. Most of the time I just kind of don't say much. But personally, I don't like to gentrify that term for everybody black because everybody black don't treat each other this way. Everybody black didn't grow up eating soul food. I mean, a lot of black people did, but that's not necessarily something that has to be indicative of all black Americans. So even when we talk about something like hip hop, I look at hip hop as street urban culture. I mean, this is how we talk in the streets. There's a huge population of black people since the inception of hip hop being street urban culture, like personified through the arts, or as the legends from New York say, the elements. You know what I mean? It's the culture executed through the elements. You know, DJing, MCing, graffiti, dancing, knowledge, whatever you want to say. It's the cultural understanding, the street urban cultural understanding. And there was always sisters and brothers that wasn't on that wave.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So if it's like a C. Dolores Tucker, it was always sisters and brothers not on that wave. And so I didn't never like it to kind of make it to be a representative of all of them.
Okay.
Now, I've never saw a hip hop artist that I didn't think represented me, even if I like they represented my space. Like, right, like it could be a drug addict. I feel like I got a homie like that. It could be whatever that person going through. Every version of a New York rapper that's ever came out, right, before the West Coast got their hands, I saw that in my homies. I saw it right outside my door. I know the LL Cool J's. I know Houdini. I know the Fat Boy. I know these people. Not them, but those are people in my community that act the same way. But that's not existing in everything.
I like to say, that's why I like to say when it comes to hip hop culture, it's more or less a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a lifestyle that you're gonna recognize that looks familiar to you. You know what I'm saying? If you are a part of the lifestyle though. You know what I'm saying? That's why it draws interest for people outside the lifestyle. They draw interest to wanting to just to hear about what the lifestyle is about, to see what the lifestyle is about, to see what they dress like, what they talk like, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it could come in different shades and colors and stuff like that lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It come from
And that's
different
why I don't wanna
countries.
make it black. Now, I agree Black people obviously are at the forefront in existence, but there were some others there as well, even though it's based off of the behavior of these particular people. But I don't think that's the point that we need to sit on. You know what I mean? I think we spend too much time. And I notice the type of people that do sit on that are usually people who don't fucking do anything in hip hop. You know what I mean? It's people claiming something that you don't fuck with, because it's not listening to hip hop don't make you hip hop. It's not that. I think that's the confusion, that like listening to it, like listening to country music don't make you country. Listening to corridos don't make you a cowboy. Watching old westerns don't make you a cowboy. You actually have to live the experience. So it's like, personally, me, I don't like to gentrify to make it all Black people, because I don't want to exclude what C. Dolores Tucker thinks of hip hop. Like my dad and them used to say that. My dad was born in 1947. He say backwards cap, baggy pants wearing motherfuckers. That was hip hop before the West Coast got their hands on it. So there was always a disconnect in Black people in hip hop historically. And they wasn't wrong, but this was just this generation of kids and how they was doing their thing. So it's more about how you live versus you jamming some music. No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here at noon Pacific Standard Time. Digital Soapbox. Click that thumbs up button. Let everybody know you in the house. Do that solid for me. Like this video. We need 100 likes. I think that's they be set. We need 100 likes today. 100 likes. Make sure you like this video, nigga. 100 likes. If you're on Twitter, retweet this link. If you're on Facebook, share this post. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. The No Ceilings podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. The No Ceilings podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. And we're going to get this thing started. Shout out to everybody at the lunch table eating. You know what I mean? Shout out to him, Diamondback, 6 John, supposed to be on the other end. Fast, what's the deal? V, what's up? No cub. Yeah. Yato, what's happening, my boy? Derek. Tree, what's up, man? P, gonna cook up. No, I got you. I'm gonna get the phone number on here. Let us cook up. Let us cook up. It's funny, Name Brand, you said that. Me and Trap was just complaining about that. And this is where I usually get stick from. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Cage, what up? This is where I get stick from. Like, people make me think I be looking too deep into shit. But it's like, it be right in front of my face. So shout out to Trap, because ADHD is really one of the initial platforms that I saw really starting to use the Mount Rushmore concept in hip hop to describe hip hop. You know what I mean? So it's like, I remember us talking about it and really deciding we should do Mount Rushmore based off the Mount Rushmore theory. And I just happened to know what it was because shit, I remember history. I ain't smoking enough weed to forget history, even in the 5th grade.
Didn't smoke no weed.
Well, yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I remember that it wasn't about the 4 best presidents. It was about these 4 presidents that meant this in United States history. So when I watch making Mount Rushmores and they just putting the 4 best talents they think is available, I'm like, that's not what the fucking Mount Rushmore is. Like that is like, and then they make me feel crazy. Like I don't care. Like somebody asked me that. They said, who would be on the Los Angeles hip hop's Mount Rushmore of hip hop? And I'm like, I told the homie in the Bay, I don't know why I'm forgetting his name, Vaughn, DJ Vaughn. And I'm telling him, I'm like, well, based off the real Mount Rushmore, right? George Washington would be Ice-T, right? Jefferson would be probably Ice Cube, right? Teddy Roosevelt would probably be Snoop Dogg, and then Lincoln would probably be Game.
That's right? The West Coast.
Based off Mount Rushmore, right? What Lincoln came and represented to it, that's what Game did. Like the West Coast had a run that probably lasted from 88 to 98. We started getting new artists. And then it was dry, right? But then when it finally resurfaced, Game came and brought the Union back together. You know what I mean? He brought the West back together. You don't get all of us without Chuck. You don't get this era of hip hop on the West without Chuck. That nigga is like Lincoln in that thing. And so I'm looking at it and I'm seeing people talk about different people. And I'm like, it's not the best people. It's not the people who sold the most records. It's not the best. This is what, you know, Washington is the first. He's the first president. You know what I mean? He's the first president. Ice-T is the first West Coast hip hop artist.
So you did the West Coast. Did you think about the East Coast?
That wasn't even the West. That was now if we say the West Coast, it'd probably be Too Short.
Okay.
Too Short is probably before Ice-T.
Yeah, I would kind of put Short on y'all Mount Rushmore though.
But this
too.
wasn't the West. It was Southern California when Vaughn.
Oh, Southern California, yeah. It was Southern California, right?
So it'd be like Too Short if we said the West.
Oh, okay.
And then who represents the
forefathers of the West, Southern California,
and not necessarily the forefather because Lincoln ain't a forefather, but who would be the Jefferson? You know, who took it and made it a more national thing from that scope is probably going to be still Cube.
What about MC Hammer?
Yeah, but I think
that's Oakland though.
But I think Hammer,
that's the West.
We said the West, but we're
saying the West period now. Okay,
national.
Okay.
So to me, it still would be. It's like Cube is still going to always be in that space of Thomas Jefferson, just like Jefferson did the Louisiana Purchase, took hip hop from just the West to the East.
Yeah,
that's what Thomas Jefferson did with the Louisiana Purchase.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Cube went solo before Dr. Dre. He took the West Coast culture, the street urban culture, to the East. He did an album with Bomb Squad that became like a very fast and successful album. And it started in New York. Like he took it just like Thomas Jefferson did with the Louisiana Purchase. And then Teddy Roosevelt gets a lot of credit for expansion outside of the United States, right? The Panama Canal deal. So then that West Coast act would be the person, right? That West Coast act would be the person who actually, you know what I mean, took West Coast hip hop out of the country.
Okay, so still, Game would be the one that brought it back, no matter who it is.
Probably so. It's going to be hard to beat Game as Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But okay. So the one to take it internationally is probably the one that would be questionable.
Yeah, that the Teddy Roosevelt who did the Panama Canal. You know what I mean? That would be interesting.
Because that's what I say. MC Hammer. What's up, Coach?
It could be Hammer. Hammer very much was international.
Oh.
But nobody took it national before Ice Cube. Okay. Ice Cube took West Coast street urban culture, this artistic version of it, national first. He was like a national thing. You know what I mean? Right in 1990.
But you would say if it's the West Coast, it would start off with Too Short.
Yeah, because Short is before Ice-T as far as like West Coast street urban culture.
Okay.
Short is like the pioneer.
Yeah.
Short and T are kind of right around the same time. But
like,
Short, I feel like Short is really like
I like to say this though. I like to say that. I think I probably said it on here before. It was It was to the point where like back then when hip hop came out, everybody looked like New York, everybody sounded like New York, everybody resembled what New York looked like and everything. But when Short came out, Short showed what West Coast looked like. He looked he was sounding and looking like what West Coast hip hop looked like. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we got a coin like Short as one of those right there, for real, for real.
So y'all gotta understand. So shout out to everybody at the lunch table. I know y'all eating and y'all cooking at y'all table and stuff. I get what you're doing. You're trying to put the 4 greatest influences, the 4 greatest rappers, the 4 greatest hip hop brands. That's not what the Mount Rushmore represents. The reason they chose the presidents on that mountain and carved in presidents, George Washington represented the birth of the nation, right? That's why he's there. Jefferson represented the expansion, you know what I mean, like of the nation, like from the 13 colonies to the west. You know, when they did the Louisiana Purchase, that was a big deal. You feel me? Like that's how they started moving the nation west. So fit the proper context, exactly. Okay, fit the proper context of what it is. Roosevelt was considered the expansion out of the country, right? The Panama Canal, like how the ships, I don't know if y'all know the stories of the Panama Canal, you know what I mean? That's how America started getting all of the cargo from different places faster. They took a lot of time, you know what I mean, off of, it used to take a lot longer to get shit here from Europe, until that Panama Canal cut a lot of time off. Even going from east to west, you know what I mean? When you had to ship from east to west on a boat, the Panama Canal, I think it cut off like 3 weeks.
Yeah, because you got to go all the way down by the South America and stuff to get all the way around.
The Drake Passage.
Chile, all around Chile, down there, all that.
In those rough waters where they was losing a lot of ships. So that's why Teddy Roosevelt is there. It's not because they thought Teddy Roosevelt was like this great president. It was like, no, he represented the space outside.
It's 4 different things. You got to think of it as birth, expansion, preservation, and development.
And development is Teddy Roosevelt, and preservation is Lincoln.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like. Game clearly is the Abraham Lincoln. So if there's a Mount Rushmore, you have to put Game. Like he was truly the preservation of it after that first run, because it wasn't nothing happening for a long time. He would have to be Abraham Lincoln. Now, do I think there's rappers with greater legacy? Sure, but that's not what we're talking about.
That's if you go outside of the West Coast.
Mount Rushmore.
Oh, just outside Mount Rushmore.
That's dedicated to top 5.
Yeah. This is like Mount Rushmore is not a top 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not what it wasn't like these the 5 best presidents or 4 best. They represented something to United States of America. So to watch people do this is annoying as hell.
It is.
Everybody does that now commonly mistake that, because like put LeBron James on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, like why would you put LeBron James on a Mount Rushmore of NBA basketball? He'd be a lot closer to Obama as a president than on the Mount Rushmore.
That's what I'm saying. So people misconstrue that all the time.
That's a great point though. Who would be the Mount Rushmore of the NBA? Who would be the first superstar? Is it George Mikan?
No. The one that invented
it might be George Mikan. It could be George Mikan.
Nah, probably the first superstar, like the first guy who probably
who birthed it. We talking about first who birthed it.
Birth.
That's why I said Joe Namath that created it.
Basketball. No, that's not
NBA.
Not
Naismith. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Naismith.
No, not the creator, like of the NBA, like the player. Who would be the first star player? Who found?
But we're saying that you saying the first star player.
Yeah, because they had to be, because it had the first player, right? That's the birth of the NBA as a star.
Yeah, but the birth that you gotta put it on the map. You gotta be the guy who put it on the map.
You don't feel like Mike put it on the map?
Bob Cousy.
Cousy put it on the map.
First point guard. The first point guard. Bob Cousy.
Yeah, but we say birth, and he was already. There was other people before him, right?
What's funny is it almost probably shouldn't start to the 80s.
Man,
yeah. Then you gotta go Dr. J then.
Well, probably be Magic Johnson.
I'm going Dr. J.
No, if you're gonna do that, you have to go back to somebody like Kareem when he first came in.
Well, I think the NBA, they saying Magic Johnson and Larry Bird's rivalry is what broke the NBA to mainstream media. Like it wasn't like basketball wasn't a mainstream thing before the 80s.
Who was the first person to have a signature sneaker?
Walt Frazier,
Walt Frazier?
Walt Frazier had a signature sneaker.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. This nigga 6 right here.
Oh, 6 said he won't come in now on this one, huh?
Oh, man,
Man, I've been outside. They wouldn't open it. They open the door. It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Okay.
What school you coach at 6 again?
Marlboro.
There you go, Marlboro.
You must have had a losing season the way you hesitated on saying that.
No, I hesitated because I didn't know if I wanted to say it publicly.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to like my business.
No, what I be talking about on here.
But since you asked,
Yeah.
Division One playoffs every year since I've been there.
There it is.
Okay.
We in the top league in the country when it comes to girls basketball. When we got to see Sierra Canyon, who everybody know who Sierra Canyon is, twice a year. All the heavy hitters in Southern California we got to see. And I still I coached the smallest school in that region, and still first year got a Mission League title, second year went to the D1 playoffs, both first time in school history. I'm gonna stop there, man.
Talk your shit.
Like that.
I'm just saying, we're hesitation on it. I know what's going on.
You can look it all up, man.
Yeah, turn up. Let them know.
Your shit, John. But no, I wouldn't try to do bad NBA. But the point I'm saying is just so to watch this. But so to watch all these Mount Rushmores, people just put their top 4. I'm like, that's a little bit lazy.
It is lazy, but
and I just can't help it. Like, I don't think I'm like smart or nothing. You feel me? I'm
you don't like fun.
Well, this is fun. The fun part is the challenging.
I think it is more fun than doing it like
figuring
that.
out what do these people represent. I mean, I don't know if it's fun. You just name the 4 best players you think are the best.
Last thing fun is if he finds something and be like, how can I make myself think harder about this situation?
Critical thinking.
Like,
that's fair. Thinking is fun.
Yeah. You know, it's a lot of people. I hate to say it. It's a lot of you're always using intellectually lazy. There's a lot of intellectually lazy people out there.
Thinking is fun.
It is, but some people don't.
Reading, you get to read about new people. You get to learn about people that you never heard of. I actually think learning is fun. I always have.
Some people say I want to make my Mount Rushmore about people who I think is the most popular people in that category.
So you say that's the easy way.
That's the easy way. That's what people
name.
That's what top 5 is saying.
Who knows? Usher. You know.
Yeah, so
he finding a way to talk about Frank Ocean.
I know. I was thinking that too. I was waiting for it.
Hey, it's crazy that you said that because I had Frank Ocean ammunition yesterday I didn't use.
Oh, bro.
I thought about it after I left. I was like, damn,
what was your Frank Ocean ammunition?
I'm just saying, man, because
Hold
that. Put it in the back pocket. Put it in your back pocket.
Yeah, hey, exactly, Trap.
Yeah, you gonna be truthful, coach.
No, I got it in the back pocket just in case we talk about R&B again.
Yeah. Put it in the back pocket.
So back to the Southern California hip hop Mount Rushmore, like it wouldn't really. It's not about the best people. Like there's better presidents than Teddy Roosevelt and fucking Lincoln.
That's why you put Ice-T in there when you said Southern California and left out Too Short.
Yeah.
And put them back in when you said West Coast. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, I didn't think that. But this been bothering me, Trap, and I was talking to the homies about it last night, and it is this weird movement of people growing and growing that are just anti-street and hip hop.
Are street and hip hop synonymous?
Not quite, but yes.
You got to explain that.
You know what I mean? Because it's street urban culture, right? But everybody in the culture not necessarily from the streets.
Okay, so you know initially when they said that when they was making the 5 arts of hip hop or whatever, MCing, DJing, breakdancing, knowledge, all that. So do you think that that's prehistoric now?
No, I still live my life by it.
Okay, so do you think if you live your life by that, you're hip hop, or do you have to be street? Have some aspect of street?
Well, the cultural part of it is not just the knowledge of you can't learn about David Duke. I mean, what you learning about? Like in that specific phase, they talking about 5% of knowledge, and that's very much knowledge of self and based off of that environment. For me, it's like being a Crip, like knowing who Raymond is, or knowing who Puddin' or Tam is, or knowing who Terry Goodall, like just different people. You know what I mean? Like it's very much learning about ourselves and being the best versions of ourselves.
So if somebody's really knowledgeable about hip hop, does that make them hip hop now, or
no? Just because you're knowledgeable about basketball don't mean you're a fucking basketball player.
So hip hop is an act.
It's a life.
It's a lifestyle.
It's like culture. You live it. That's why I never liked the concept of Black culture.
Oh, you missed that. You was late.
Yeah, I never liked that. I always thought that was just a lazy.
I was listening. I heard that.
Yeah, I always thought that was just a lazy kind of easy way to get people. And the more I hear people saying it, it's people who don't actually do shit. Like I hear people be screaming hip hop and Black culture because they just want to claim it. Like, but you ain't never made hip hop or know shit about hip hop. Nor do you really give a fuck about hip hop. You just want something to claim as if it empowers you.
But it's interesting you say that, because I know one time we talked about it, and I asked you, what is Black culture then? What is Black culture then? And you said hair.
Maybe the closest
tapped out.
I mean,
you said it really isn't because it changes
it's
from
hard.
location to
Like
location.
how could it really be? I mean, there are some things I would imagine, because there's no white culture. What's white culture? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's yellow?
Why y'all looking at me? I wouldn't know what white culture
no,
is.
because I think we're
No, I was looking at you. Yeah,
I think we're saying something is American culture, right? Like soul food is American slave culture.
Okay.
Right. It's American slave culture, right? That's I feel more comfortable with saying that.
But okay, in saying that, is soul food Black culture then?
No, I wouldn't say it is. I would say it's American slave culture.
American slave culture is.
I'm having my glasses on.
Be just 90, but then you have those white people who make Southern food, right? That we call Southern food, like the white slavers that was in the fields cooking the same shit, stealing all the recipes at the same time.
But it's ours. They stealing from us.
They stealing from slaves, like, and everybody wasn't no slave. So imagine like if your family was never
slaves classes.
But imagine if your family never was slaves. Because there's Black people in this country that wasn't slaves. It's not even like a few. There's a little bit more than everybody could imagine.
But do we agree that the slaves were Black though?
Well, there was native slaves before the Black slaves.
They wasn't cooking.
We don't know what they was cooking.
But look at it.
Yeah, we do. We know they wouldn't get
not really, but I don't think that's the point, right? I think it's just lazy. I think it's just lazy just to say Black. And again, this is why we kind of have all of these issues where we try to make it everybody. And everybody ain't. That's like hip hop is Black culture. But then you have motherfucking, C. Dolores Tucker, like protesting it. Or you have other Black people protesting it. Then it doesn't be like you never saw a Mexican man protesting fucking tacos, or you never saw an Italian man protesting spaghetti. For me, so again, I think that it leaves more of an opening for Black people to kind of be a little bit more freer versus people like us, like me, you, Trap, King, John. Like all of us is different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to change nobody's mind. I'm not trying to fight the concept. I'm just saying this is why I say what I say, because I feel comfortable saying it.
So when we say stuff like Eminem is a guest,
I don't agree with that.
So you don't.
I don't agree with that either.
Eminem is a hip hop artist.
So you okay?
Now, can you say hip hop Eminem is a guest in what you would proverbially call Black culture? Maybe, but I don't know what the fuck he do Black.
I feel like we kind of get there. Go ahead.
He showed it as a representation of where he was from, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like as if when he came in and did his rendition of hip hop.
Trap. Do you think that sometimes people kind of put poor on Black people? Like if somebody, you think that's a thing to where like maybe they're saying
Black people definitely is the face of poverty in this country or the globe actually.
So
and there's plenty of poor white people, but nobody talk about them.
Yeah.
You go through Middle America, man. That shit is fucking. That's white people right
some
there.
Of the European countries, man, they make Africa look wealthy.
Yeah, that's a fact. India too. India's crazy too.
Around. We just a face. Everybody like love to rag on Black people, but again, I don't like to get caught up there. I just speak with something that I feel a little bit more finite about. Like I'm okay with this. Like, I'm gonna use this.
hip hop culture?
Street urban culture.
Street urban culture. So
through the
street
arts
urban
elements.
culture is hip hop.
Yeah, through the arts and elements. The art, you know, the dance and the rap and the DJing, that part, not just the shit we do outside. That's us living it. And then when we artistically express it, that's hip hop.
What's the definition of hip hop?
It's been different because it wasn't a word like that. It wasn't.
So I've once heard them say. If you break down the term of hip hop, it mean hip meaning the youth and hop meaning the movement.
Party.
You know what I'm saying, like that. The party.
The hop was a party for black people.
Yeah. It was the hop. The hop was the movement. The hip was the youth. So it was a youth movement, basically.
It was the cool thing.
Yeah, the cool thing to do.
And it is in the ghetto, for sure.
That's how I heard it broke down by the OG.
Ghetto people are hip. You know what I mean? Really, suburban people usually historically ain't really been hip. But that goes to my point, bro. Like I'm watching all these rappers. Like it's been rappers I want to mess with, and I feel like they come across anti-street. Like D1 is a really good dude. Like I'm starting to build with D1. Sometimes I hear his rhetoric and then it just be offensive. It's like, it's just lazy.
What you mean go against the streets?
Like
talking down on them. Talking down on them.
Two different things. It's like we were talking about what happened with Tay K. And then he made Tay K like Tay K went to jail for shooting somebody, murdering somebody. That's what happens. And he was saying it's a sad day. He was speaking his mind about it's a sad day, but also, y'all let motherfuckers win because they're rapping tough raps. And it's like, that's not why people are winning. Like it always reeks of like, oh, well, y'all just like them because fix your own raps. I ain't never looked at a rapper and was like, y'all like Drake because nigga, they like Drake because he's good.
Point at me.
They like Kanye because he's good. They like this person because he's good. They like Uzi because he fits their. I've never had that kind of, oh well, this like that whole narrative of them liking somebody because they're a killer is just not true. I never liked nobody because there was no fucking killer. What the fuck like somebody because they're a killer? You have to. You giving a cultural take. Like if you came out right now rapping like Jeffrey Dahmer, it just wouldn't work for you. You're like, yeah, I'm a serial killer. I'm murdering everybody, little kids and women. And that's your raps. That shit is not going to pass. Like, listening to Snoop, like if you listen to the greatest, what you would call proverbial gangster rappers, the Jay-Z's, the Snoop Dogs, the all of these guys, it's a lot to what they're talking about. It ain't just like, hey, I sold all this dope and now the community's sick, but I'm rich.
Do you feel like those type of raps glorified it to us, other youth?
No. Hell no. I never thought no glory. I never thought nothing glorious. Personally, me.
Okay.
But I could walk outside my front door and see people selling dope. No rapper told me about selling dope. I went outside. You could see people selling dope. The music just helped me see like a little bit more of an artistic idea of what these niggas was doing. Not like I never saw. Rap has never exposed me to anything except if it was happening somewhere else. Like when I first heard G, I'm like, damn, they getting that dope money too? That's what I thought. I didn't be like, man, niggas sell dope? No. Oh, damn, niggas in New York selling dope.
Okay, but you saying specifically you don't think other youth, more weak-minded person, see hip-hop?
People that don't come from where we come from. But that's the point of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, imagine saying the mafia, you don't think the mafia exposed us to mafia like glorified? No, they just told us their stories. No, I don't feel like that at all.
I don't know, because I know when I was watching TV, I saw, I don't know if you remember a movie called Mobsters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched Mobsters as a young dude. I'm watching it. And it made me think about like, all right, so when it made me want to structure my shit like that. Like I was like, all right, so that person this person that, this person this. It made me want to structure shit that I was doing outside more like when I watch Mobsters. You don't think people ever watched a mob movie?
I think what happens is that it becomes the soundtrack to somebody's life though. So it could be basically you could you can have these type of situations based around you, and it resembles to what you're listening to and stuff like that. But I don't think nothing could basically get you to go out there and live the lifestyle of what you're hearing. You know what I'm saying, through the vibrations of music, though. I don't feel like, though.
So Trap, you was back in the day when you was listening to Wu-Tang or whatever, you know.
I always said that the music I listened to became my soundtrack to my life. You know what I'm saying? So it was just my background music that was going on with my life that I was living though.
Listen
like
to this.
Hip hop fans, if white rappers started making songs about murdering black people, you would be mad. But as long as black rappers do it, you love it. If white rappers bragged about selling drugs to the black community, you would be mad. But as long as black rappers do it, you love it. If white rappers rapped about disrespecting black women, you would be so mad. But as long as black rappers do it, you love it. So the same shit we would.
So like, and my issue with that is like, it's like, now I don't know if the homie being intellectually disingenuous. That's like if somebody whooped your kids for doing something bad, you'd be mad. But if you whooped your like, what the fuck does that matter? Like, yes, it matters. If a black man, if a white man kills a black man because he's just white. If we heard a story about a white man explaining somebody tried to rape his a black man tried to rape his kid and you saw it, nobody is gonna be mad at that man for killing that brother. So again, it's like loose comparison, and I don't know if it's done intentionally to mislead people. You feel me? Or what's real? Like what's real now? What's fake? They make movies of selling dope to us in every fucking movie, putting it in our communities. We go watch the movies. They be the biggest movies in the world.
It's funny that you said that because now I'm starting to understand what you're talking about. Yeah, because whenever I do watch those type of movies, shit I know about, I grew up in, I never watched them. It's like, oh yeah, I want to go because I knew this already. I knew about that shit already.
And I can see if it started to adjust suburban America, where suburban America, who's the biggest consumer of this art thing we call hip hop, if it start making them have gangs and they start selling dope, but that's not what's happening. If like I told Charlamagne said he listened to a rap song and said he went and got a gun because he heard a rap song. I got a gun because the first time the 7-0s pulled a gun out on me when I was 11 years old. That's why I got a gun. So I would hope to not believe the first time you heard a rap song was the first time you thought you needed a gun.
but there are dudes like that though.
Yeah, but again, now that's the point, right? So the whole point is you can't say we need to not have none of this because somebody's a fucking jackass.
No, I mean, great.
Or even if you're impressionable. You know what I mean? Like that's why parenting matters. But I'm saying I just find it weird that you know what I mean? Like it's a bunch of rappers coming up. Like I remember being on the Russell ass where he would say he had a line in the song, if he the big homie, why you always with the little niggas? Bitch, he's teaching the kids. This is the point. Like my older homies taught me. That matters.
But I think because you so okay. Would you ever say anything negative about gang culture?
Yes. What am I? Yes.
I'm just saying because
okay, here's something negative about gang culture.
Okay.
They let everybody in.
That's facts. That is facts.
That's negative.
But because
there's no standard.
So there was no big homies from your hood that were just pieces of shit.
Yeah, but that's not gang culture. That means that person is a piece of shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like if you go to the post office and somebody's a piece of shit there, you're like, oh, this post office culture, being a piece of shit. Like, it's some humans that are just pieces of shit. So, yeah, I had homies who would give me bad advice. They're a piece of shit. But that is not an indication of the culture itself, because I had homies who gave me great advice because they were probably better people. But it's just ridiculous when it's blamed on the culture. Like, the inspiration of culture is mislead niggas. Give them the worst advice.
The one bad apple shit. Like,
yeah. If we go to McDonald's and shit and it's like a bad way to make McDonald's customer service is bad culture. Like, no, it's just this person is a dick and they're not doing their job. Nobody at that elite level of older homies is like, hey, you know what? This is the plan. Go mislead young niggas. Make them throw their life away. That's not the culture. That's not what's being taught. That's not what's being executed. It's a bunch of people leading to the best of their ability.
Got you.
Like, my homies would protect me, and shout out to them. Like, I'll say, I could tell you some bad things about gang. If we're specifically speaking Los Angeles gang culture, one is too accepting. you could actually die. One thing I used to argue with my homies about, you could die. Like, so if I let this person represent the community, he could go do some bullshit. I could be somewhere else, don't know what the fuck happened. Motherfucker come kill me because they saw me because this motherfucker that shot up 3 motherfuckers over there in the projects. That's bad. I disagree with that. That's kind of like a thing in gangs. Gang will let everybody in. Way no standard. I hate that. That's bad. Fucking horrible. What else is a bad thing about Los Angeles, specifically gang culture? There's no plan outside of breaking the law. Like there's no plan. Now, if a homie got a cool job, you feel me? They'll pull homies in, but there's no plan. There's no foundation of like, hey, you know what? We can make our lives where we're not worried about going to jail. But again, it is a idea created in, you know, being disenfranchised and limited resources. It probably wouldn't be a gang if everybody can get a job. Why the fuck would it be a gang in the first place? Everybody be at work. You know what I'm saying? So I'm that's what I don't like. I don't like, that's bad. That's bad. That everybody can get in. That some nigga can claim it and don't have to know nothing. I'll never forget, I got into it with my older homie Moto, and Moto only a year or two older, but he was off the porch sooner than me. Like, this nigga dropped out of 5th grade. Tripping, selling dope, banging. That's how early he was on. So when I finally let him convince me to be a part of the hood and push a line, they sold me on simple ideas. One idea is, if you from another hood and you come be a part of the hood, that's a no-no. Like, nobody wants to set jump. Until he let a nigga set jump. And I remember being so mad. He brought this nigga, I'm 21, prime of my gangbanging career, getting cracking, doing all kind of shit. And he brought this nigga over that was from East Coast and wanted to get him put on the set. And the dude alive today, he probably looking at this stream. Yes, I'm still mad about that.
But I don't know about you, but like, didn't you feel like gangs were more like I told you a story. Like, I didn't even know where I was from for a long time. Like,
that's really gangbanging.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It was just where I'm growing up at. This is where I'm at.
Because that's real. That's real gangbanging. Real gangbanging is very much your friends.
Yes.
Like I don't have friends because I'm from a gang. I have friends that we've been friends and then we're from the same gang. If you using gang to make friends, that shit is weird. But it's the first time you met these people when you got courted on, bro, you need a therapist.
But you know, it's people doing that though.
But that's not gang culture. You get what I'm saying? That's fucking retarded.
At what point does it become the culture now? Though?
When it becomes a standard.
It's damn near. You don't think
it is not nowhere close to the standard,
bro. So you don't think that there are way too many motherfuckers in the gang now?
It ain't nowhere near enough to where that's the mass number of niggas from one night.
It was at a certain age where I was like, what is gangbanging at this point? I don't even know. Like, they let anybody gangbang.
But that's because now you're seeing that person. But that's not the mass of everybody. The mass of everybody is still a bunch of people that grew up together.
It's a lot of weirdos gangbanging. I'm gonna tell you that.
I agree, but a lot for me is 4.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because this might open up, help out with this. How many, looking at the total, like you could use yours or any gang in LA or anywhere. What's the percent of actual shooters that go out there and actually shoot that's from gangs versus everybody in the gang? Because that's what I'm saying. People got the misconception
10%.
that think every gang member is out there shooters and killers.
10% or less.
That's what people don't understand.
So if you got 150 homies, 15
is actually doing that
500
real
homies, 50.
Yeah, it's not the whole gang doing that kind of stuff. It's usually just shooters and stuff like that, which is a small percentage. Everybody's gonna go out there shooting and robbing and stealing.
So you think it's a bad stigma put onto gangs?
Definitely.
Historically, but that goes with the bad stigma put on the black people. Again, we'll worship.
That's what it is.
We'll worship
black people.
We'll worship white gangs. Oh, every white gang we worship.
Hells Angels. Hells Angels.
It don't matter which white gang. It could be the Bonnie and Clyde. It could be the Cowboy. Every white gang we worship. Every white gang. Oh, don't let it be the Crips.
Hey,
oh my God.
They forcing you into white gangs. Like Democrats and Republicans.
Aryanization.
Here we go.
Them white gangs, man. Them gangs. Them white gangs.
Wait, some of the Republicans, Democrats?
Yes, them gangs.
Okay.
They acting like it.
No, they ain't act like it. Them is
We
gangs.
worship white gangs. Oh man, I was telling my homeboy Manny one time. I'm like, yeah. He was like, man, the Godfather. You know, it's not like that. I'm like, bro, the Godfather about a poor white man that came here and started a fucking gang. Man, he wasn't poor. I'm like, nigga, he was a fucking what? Of course he was poor.
That's a gang.
But they don't see it that way. They feel like white people in generally the others is just more sophisticated. Oh, they just, you know, the way they do things is shut the fuck up. They will murder kids, wives, women, shoot the fucking drive-by. They'll fuck shit up. They not fucking playing.
So they down there created the drive by shooting up restaurants and everything.
They present it different all the time now. I said they present it different all the time, like in the media and shit.
I don't even think he be presented differently. Like you
No,
watch Godfather.
Have you ever heard of a black like whatever, like a crew of crime be represented as an organized crime?
Yeah, every time they get a fucking RICO.
Nah. They still say they're a gang though.
No, not to us. But again, I don't think those gangs are that organized.
No, I'm just saying
those are all celebrated.
They'll say it different though. They'll display it. You know what I'm saying? They're represented on this organized crime family.
Shout out to Don Dub. This is what I was telling Manny, Don Dub. I said he was like, man, they had politicians. I'm like, nigga, they're white. They get to assimilate into the American dream. They're white. Nigga, imagine Tookie buff ass trying to walk in there and talk to a president or a fucking mayor. No, you could have a motherfucker like John Gotti before John Gotti was popular walk in and go talk to the governor of New York. He just looked like any other fucking white man walking in to talk to him. Imagine Tookie buff ass going to talk to the fucking mayor. What the fuck it look like he coming through the office?
Time is kind of changing though because we did up here in New York go sit down with the mayor. I mean, it wasn't Eric Adams though, but they went and sat down with him.
You missing the point of what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, white people get to assimilate. Even the criminals get to assimilate into just standard society because they're white. They just white.
So so the anti-street is it?
Yeah, like I'm hearing rappers. Like I was telling Russell, was like, oh, why you always with the little nigga? That's what older homies do. They raise young homies, but you wouldn't know that if you was in this life. But you can't have something to say if you don't know what's going on. Like if you don't know what's going on, if you never had an older homie, why the fuck are you speaking of? I never understood and I probably never would, because you're not from it. That's like me talking about some shit I wouldn't know about. But you got something to say about it. Shut the fuck up. That's how I feel. Like all the niggas that be popping it, like even like D1, like I'm building with him, but it's like, bro, what are you talking about? If a white man talked about killing a black man, like, what are you talking about if a white man talked about a black woman? First off, a black man and a black woman together. So if a nigga complain about his bitch, that's his fucking bitch. Shut the fuck up. It starts to come across like you can't make your own space by trying to cast out that this thing was built off of. Like he's building, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of black people fake fed up with black people going through what they going through.
I got a question.
Yeah.
How does he feel that blacks is okaying the killing of blacks? Like, what is he getting his information? Like, what is he basing it off of?
Because they're listening to rappers because they're talking about being at war with each other. Me and Trap talked about this, right, with drill. Some black people, this is gonna sound crazy. Some black people hear drill and be like, they're just talking about killing black people.
Yeah, but I still haven't seen no black people talk about, oh, yeah, it's good that they're killing black. Like in conversations, everyday life, I don't hear nobody glorifying.
But they're confusing people talking about being a soldier, surviving, and doing what it takes to survive. I always tell Trap this. Like we hear it as a soldier, like somebody that's in the middle of a war.
So they're just focused on the rappers and forget the people that
Lord knows if they talked about those people.
Okay. I was just curious, like, where'd you get this? Like, every blacks is saying, yeah, we like to hear, black people killing black people. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Like, I don't even think these people looking at the ops like black people. I think they looking at them like Like the ops. I don't think they going out. I gotta kill me some niggas today.
Yeah,
they're not. That's what I'm saying.
which is why I've been saying it. It's like I hate when people use the term black on black crime.
Yeah, I hate that too.
Right? Because it's like nobody's killing black people because they black. That's black. I never in my life saw a nigga was like, man, I'm finna get that nigga hell. He a nigga.
Yeah,
that's the difference. White on black crime is speaking because crime is happening to a black person just because they're black. Don't matter nothing else. They didn't do nothing else. It's not no fight. They just black.
And the most of the crime that a person commits is in their own area. Like
historically.
Yes.
Brown on brown crime is the highest, whatever that is.
It just so happened that a lot of black people in the same goddamn area. This where, you know.
I mean, and again,
it's
they do the same thing in East LA.
Media. It's the media. They push it to look at what the black crime is and push it out to America.
Yeah. Shout out to Crown King 97. Can't diss D1. He's from the Know Ya Ghetto. He's from the Muffin. It's not a diss, but the confusion is it's not a diss. I'm not dissing him. Like, you know what I mean? I'm definitely gonna talk to him about this, but just the thought of it. D1 is speaking from a Christian perspective as a black man. Totally agree. But the problem is when you speak to a world in America as a black man where you feel like you need to start condemning criminals, that's gonna be a problem for me.
I think that it's more so. I think it's more so him saying that we're making, you know what I'm saying, entertainment out of people who, you know what I'm saying, out of us slaughtering each other, you know what I'm saying, or talking down, you know what I'm saying, on a woman or something, and we turn this into entertainment. I think that's what he basically saying within it too.
We didn't turn anything in entertainment. This has been entertainment since entertainment has been entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
We are not exempt from entertainment. When it was cowboy movies, when it was cowboy movies, it wasn't a nigga involved. They was gangs shooting at each other.
Hey, Trap.
Yeah.
Before there was blacks in movies, they was painting themselves black.
Even before they was using black people, when they didn't think they wanted to see black people in movies, they had movies about fucking each other up. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. But what it is this though, when it becomes the majority of the music that we're getting as our entertainment is just based on a certain message though, that's when it becomes the problem.
It is never based off a certain message. You keep finding that because other people enjoying it.
You missed the point, Trap.
The three biggest rappers in the world are probably the nicest, sweetest motherfuckers breathing.
I tell you this all the time. That it could be the three. It could be those three, but they're outnumbered by 30 other ones.
You don't care about the other dudes. It's a million rappers talking clean. You don't care about them. And people don't care because nobody buys all this.
They don't get pushed to the forefront, bro.
It's not pushed. Why do somebody need to push somebody to the fucking forefront? You black.
If you only push. No, I'm not even talking about.
But people don't gotta take what people is marketing. I'm tired of people blaming somebody.
People lazy, bro. They lazy, bro.
Your own shit.
People are lazy. They're gonna go to the first
song. Then blame being lazy.
What's the new
releases? You let somebody else
releases right here. Click on this.
I got a question for you, Glasses. I got a question. Trap. This might help out with what you're saying. Now, the thing that everybody's missing is that these killer rap songs and stuff by these rappers, is it the actual gang members that's listening to these rappers and going out there saying that, or is it like you said earlier, we don't pay no attention to it because we see this every day?
No, it's when you look at music consumers, when they say 70 to 80% of the music consumers are not from the communities that these people are that are making the music is from. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So basically, a lot of times the people who are listening to it is listening to it to basically get a peek into what's going on into the neighborhood. What's going on how's the drug dealers living? How's the gangsters living? How's the this living? You know what I'm saying? Because they're not living that type of life though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's not influencing them. They're not the one protesting. You don't hear them saying nothing. You don't hear middle America saying shit. What's so offensive about the term black on black crime? There's a distinction, which is fair. Because again, I'm going to simplify it. White on black crime, which is where that terminology came from, Lex, is rooted because a crime happened strictly because of race. That's why, because white on black became a term strictly because of race. It was a crime that happened to a black person because they were black. If you say black on black crime, there are no crimes happening to black people by other black people because they're black. That's why black on black crime is not the same and is lazy. There's no brown on brown crime. There's no yellow on yellow crime. There's no white on white crime. There's no crip on crip crime. None of that, because none of these crimes are happening strictly because of that. It has nothing to do with that. It's simple. White on black crime, which is where that term came from, is rooted in crimes that happen strictly because of race.
I think black people got to start focusing more on the word crime and stop trying to make it black on black crime. Crime is bad. Like,
yeah, but I don't want people to shut the fuck up about crime. Do not be a black person in America. Complain about the
hey,
crime
bro,
happening.
if my neighborhood, if I'm in my neighborhood, I'm not talking about black on black crime. I'm talking about crime in my neighborhood. I want crime in my neighborhood to be better. I don't want.
It depends on which crime. Like if you selling dope, that's your business.
No, and you can't sell dope and everything, bro, because other shit come with dope. Selling dope just don't mean that selling dope.
Other shit
I
don't
will
come
be
with
your
it.
neighbor.
Because it ain't about. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it ain't about crime to me. If you do something to me, if you break in my house, fuck what the law said. White people could never set my standard of justify what I think is right and wrong. So fuck what the law says. Because we still be on a plantation if niggas listen to the law.
But the problem is we live in a white man's world.
Yeah, I don't care.
And
not in my world.
I'm saying. So with drug dealers come drug users. And that's when these crackheads start breaking into houses and shit.
You break in my house, then now we got a problem. Had nothing to do with crime.
And in California, you can't even shoot a motherfucker barely.
No, again, you keep trying to do what the law tell you. Fuck the law.
See, you keep saying like, because there's other motherfuckers who don't want to go spend their life in prison.
Oh, then
like, and for me not to spend my life in prison, I need you crackheads get out of my house.
For you to not spend your life in prison, you would just need to not escape off the plantation. You have to stay there.
No.
That's really where crime came from. That was your first crime. Try to get off the plantation. Yeah, prison.
Okay, see, now
that's how
you talking fucking crazy. See, that's what I'm saying. You have a point, and then you go fucking crazy sometimes.
No, I understand his point, though.
Man, and King, you starting to understand Glasses' points too much. You're hanging around him a little too much.
You don't think laws are innately against you not succeeding, you kind of missing the point. Look, if you selling dope by my house, I don't give a fuck.
Because you the nigga selling the dope. That's why you don't give a fuck.
No.
Yeah, nigga, no.
No, I do.
It's not I'm selling the dope. I'm telling you, I don't care what you doing. Don't fuck with my shit. If you fuck with my shit, they are
going to fuck with your shit. Crackheads don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
I done been crackheads my whole life. They ain't fucking my shit yet. I'm busting. You gonna die?
Now, no, nigga, trust me. You be around crackheads enough.
I done been around crackheads my whole life.
Crackheads gonna do something
I'm
weird.
not. Listen, if
crackheads gonna get cracky.
Listen, brother. If you selling your dope, I don't got nothing to do with you selling your dope. I don't.
But what if you tell? What they sell dope in front of your house, though?
What do you mean? Don't sell dope in front of my house.
See, and this nigga, cool. Glasses is out here trying to have dope man etiquette because he was a dope man or whatever.
No, it's not etiquette. I understand black people in America.
Like your area, you gonna sell dope there, not next to my house, 4 feet away. That's not how that shit works.
On 7th Street Crib, yes, it is.
That's how it works.
That's how historically works. You knew a lady who you couldn't sell dope in front of her house.
For sure.
If you tried to sell dope in front of Miss Johnson's house,
for sure. It was the off-limit area, for sure. It wasn't.
Everybody tell you, including Miss Johnson.
But guess who didn't give a fuck about the off-limit areas?
Who?
The crackheads. Them motherfuckers.
Guess what?
They'll smoke crack in front of your house.
You finna get your ass up out of here.
Because I know where I'm from, dope dealers will tell the crackheads you can't be around her hanging out in front of them.
Motherfuckers be feeling all sorry for the crackheads when you put your hands on them.
No, I don't.
Nah, not from where I'm from.
Coming from experience.
Coming from experience.
When you put your hands on the crackhead, why are you doing them like that? He's a crackhead. He in the way.
Nah, you
man, that was sparring.
You do some bullshit in front of my motherfucking house. You better get your ass from over here.
How you 300-pound look beating up a sorry ass crackhead? That doesn't look weird.
Get your ass out of here.
The optics with the back.
I'm not worried about the optics. I bet she won't be in front of my house no more.
I threw a rock at a crackhead and somebody got mad at me. Why are you doing that? He in the way.
Because he was selling dope in my house. You can't do it. Listen, I'm not going, and this is kind of what I guess I'm saying. I'm not telling no black man don't break no law. I'm not one of those black men that's telling a black man go live your life trying to obey the law. That's your choice. Long as you want to be accountable for breaking the rules.
Glasses.
If you don't want to be accountable for breaking the rules, don't do crime. That's what I always say.
You care about rules more than you say, though.
Yeah, my rules.
No, nigga, no, the laws, the white man's laws. You
No.
give a fuck about them
Hell no.
because you, nigga, you are one of the most.
Bullshit.
If you didn't give a fuck about these rules so much, nigga,
Tell the
and
truth.
these laws so much, your ass, your rap sheet be longer, your shit'll be worse, nigga. Like you are too.
No, I disagree.
No,
I disagree.
no.
No, I'm sorry.
He just got lucky. He just got real
Everybody get that
lucky.
goddamn lucky.
You know, yeah,
Yeah.
people do.
Coach, I didn't got
No, I
arrested
feel like
12 times for selling shirts.
12 times.
12 times.
I'm saying that ain't a lot.
I'm just saying.
We got real criminals out here.
Shout out to K-Way.
Pretty much.
Shout out to
12
K-Way.
times is a lot.
Damn,
What do you mean?
hold up.
That's
Damn,
a lot.
shout out to K-Way.
Nah.
Damn, Glasses told AD he ain't never beat up no smoker. Now listen to him. I haven't had to beat up no smoker because the smoker knew, get your ass from right here.
And Glasses, that's cap. Glasses didn't put his hands on the smoker before. For
I've
sure.
never in my life put my hands on no smoker.
cap.
I ain't never had to.
He can smack the smoker up once or twice.
Never.
Come on, bro.
Never. Because if whatever I demanded, they did it. Hey, don't be right here.
It's
Don't
a customer relation, man. You ain't gotta beat the crackhead up.
This
You
is
got
not
to customer
commanding
relation.
crackheads. Your voice is not so dominant to a crackhead to where they just falling in line. Crackheads don't just do that.
I do have a physical presence.
You do. Guess what? I've seen niggas get killed for pussy. What you think a nigga gonna do for crack?
Nothing.
Like
Crackheads ain't gonna do nothing.
Crackheads
This ain't heroin.
crackheads are crack. It's crack, nigga.
Nah, heroin
the
is
fuck
worse. Heroin nigga kill you.
Heroin is bad. Don't get me wrong.
But
Yeah.
what I'm saying to you is, I never had to put my hands on a smoker. No lie, my older homies will tell you, I ain't, man, get your ass right. Most of the time, look, this is the thing about street. I'm not telling no black man how to obey the law or not obey the law. I'm telling you, don't do that to me or don't do that to them. That's it. That's the rules. Now, if you want to sell dope and you live next door to my house, sell your dope. Don't let nobody park in front of my motherfucking house, though. Don't park in front of my motherfucking house. Get your ass down there.
So you wouldn't give advice and just leave it alone?
Ooh.
Like give advice, say like, hey, young fella, I don't think selling dope is very good, but if you want to do it,
Hell
that's
no.
on you.
If he asked me my opinion, if he asked me my opinion, I'll tell him what I think.
Okay.
Glasses seem like a motherfucker giving out advice like that, like walking out the house. Hey, brother, let me holler at you real fast.
But I have before. I talked to brothers before. A little young brother was like, "Hey, man, you know, I see you hustling. You know, if I was you, I'd start washing trash cans. That's good money."
So that's why I'm asking these questions. Like, would you?
If you selling
would you do
dope,
that?
if you selling dope and you doing fine for yourself, or if you like, man, Glasses, what's up? And you start talking about selling dope, I'm gonna talk to you about selling dope and give you
Okay.
my opinion.
This I know you ain't giving advice on that good because this nigga came to a drug dealer to start washing trash cans.
No,
Oh,
it's
that's
a
good
little kid.
advice.
It was
Terrible advice.
That's good
That's
money.
no-
Yeah,
Ain't about to make nobody change selling drugs. Oh, trash
You're
cans.
your own
Yeah.
He
businessman.
was a little kid. He wasn't selling dope.
Okay.
Yeah. He wanted to charge me $20 to bring out my trash every week. I said that ain't worth it.
Okay. There
That's
we go.
bad business.
I knew it wasn't.
Man, teach kids to be a businessman.
That's bad.
No, for
That's
sure,
bad
for
business,
sure.
homie.
But-
Now I said, now if you gonna give me $20, now I give you $10 a week to take out my trash, and then I give you $20 to wash them once a month. That was
So
the
that's
deal.
good money.
hustle. That's
Yeah, that's
hustle.
good money.
I have my kids out there doing
I'll do that
hustle.
now.
They was getting lazy.
The trash
taking out every week,
$10.
Man, I got children.
You know.
I'm getting that free labor.
But the point I'm saying is, I'll never be anti-street.
Mhm.
I'll never be anti-crime.
No matter what street is, you'll never be that.
I'll be anti you fucking with me. I'll be
Okay.
anti you fuck with somebody who don't deserve to be fucked with. But I'm not anti-crime because I understand that the laws ain't built for us. So like how you saying, man, you shouldn't be selling dope. No, Glasses shouldn't be selling dope. Glasses is wise enough to understand addiction at this point in my life. When I figured it out, I never sold dope no more. But I'll be damn, I'm trying to tell somebody else, hey, you know what, brother?
That's what I'm talking about.
People can't control themselves.
That's
Now,
what
if they say, Glasses, what do you if they came and asked me, Glasses, what do you think about selling dope? Man, you know, I'm hustling. Man, you know what?
What you
I
think
don't like-
about selling dope, Glasses?
I don't like the fact that people have to buy. Like, you have to take care of people. Like, people can't control their own addiction. That's my opinion. But that ain't me trying to preach it to you. Feel me? That's like, I realize that you might don't know that, and you might be on dope or you drinking. You got your own addiction problems. I didn't have any, so why the fuck would I be pumping something to other motherfuckers because they addicted?
Okay, back on the conversation a little bit because we kind of strayed.
I don't
As
like
a hip hop
that.
artist, do you have to talk about street urban shit to be hip hop?
Oh, good question.
I mean, you have to talk the talk for sure, but
No.
it's not. You don't have to talk about doing crime. It's
No.
just like slang is a crime. Like
Trap.
No.
Rap.
I feel
you
like
trap
within, I feel like within hip hop is so great because it's able to be, everybody's able to tell their story, and the story can come from anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
I told Trap that's dumb as fuck.
No, that's what it is though.
Only because hip hop was needed because other people was let out to not be able to tell their story. So the last thing a motherfucker who been able to tell their story for 100 years to do is use hip hop to tell their story.
No. What you said was, do you want to hear the story from a lawyer after how a lawyer's day at work was? If he put the words together the right way, I'm gonna listen to that shit though.
I was in court today negotiating a deal. The judge acted real. Fuck out of here. No,
they put the words together right. I will listen to it, bro.
No, go write a book. Go make a fucking movie. This is for people who didn't get that opportunity. Fucking dick.
Okay, but
and
why
this
you
is why
saying this though? Glasses, G.
So you think
Kanye West was never hip hop then?
Again, I've been saying this. You keep saying it to me, but I told Trap that this is kind of my dilemma.
It ain't no dilemma. You said it yourself. For you to be hip hop, you got to be talking street urban culture to a point.
But street urban culture is slang. Street urban culture is fashion. It's a complete get down, and he does represent it. He do use slang. He does say certain things that Chicago stuff. He does do it. That's been my dilemma.
So it's just not Drake is hip hop then also.
No, because he's telling somebody else's street urban slang. Kanye's talking Chicago street urban slang and doing this thing based out of Chicago. Drake is doing it based off all of us. Anybody in any ghetto.
When Drake
nothing is off limits.
Drake
wake up. Drake will wake up one day and be a Dallas nigga. He'll have a shack. Come out and be rapping this shit, be like, I got my shack. And you niggas will be like, yup, the shack.
Listen.
Hey, G.
Be up under the Bay Bridge with a low rider. You know what I'm saying?
G.
What up, Six?
What would you consider? What would you consider 6 John?
What do you mean?
In terms of artistry?
Shit, when I first heard 6, I didn't know that. Like I wouldn't have knew because I didn't never do your background. But you was like a emerging hip hop artist.
Okay, I was just wondering, just because my content, people always talk about like, because I didn't speak about like specific like LA shit from what they knew it to be. You know what I mean?
But it's not about.
Curious.
It's how we talk.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily what we talk about. It's how we talk. Like all of our experiences is how we grew up. Like I can't say nothing. If I say I'm a whoop a nigga feet, you know what I'm saying.
For sure.
That's because you down with the culture. There is people in LA don't know what whoop a nigga feet mean. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
It's more people in Los Angeles that don't know what the fuck I would be saying when I'm saying it. When I say, man, I got this clean ass tray, this motherfucker on D's. You know, more people in LA don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
That's funny.
I got this clean ass tray. Man, this motherfucker tray so fire, motherfucker on D's, man, the motherfucker 72s on it. Everybody don't know what I'm talking about.
Trap might not know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
I'm still a bit confused right now.
But he heard enough rap songs to know. Trap, what am I talking about when I say I got a clean ass tray on D's, 72s?
You talking about? I know you're talking about rims because you said he's sitting on something, but the D's, I don't know what the D's is supposed to be.
Even if he don't quite know, he could be like, okay, I know what he's talking about, but I need to go do some work.
A clean ass tray would be similar to the 63 Impala that Doughboy drove in Boys in the Hood.
A tray is a 63.
What's these?
Dayton's.
72 spoke.
Dayton's. All right, Dayton's.
But I'm saying, you see how you could make it out? You could you like sitting on, okay, there's things that we gonna talk ghetto to ghetto that's gonna be the same, and then what it is different. But I'm saying that's what makes it hip hop. I could say some shit to Drake and he would have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Even with all that studying, he would not know how to make it out.
This is what I told you before, though. Go ahead. Now, this is what I told you before, as far as when it comes to why I feel like hip hop is gonna expand even further, because like that, like to the point of we don't know what hip hop sound like or look like in Montana. We don't know what hip hop sound like or look like in North Dakota and shit like that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna eventually end up hearing that, though. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a good thing.
Drake didn't let us know. Drake didn't let us know what hip hop sounded like in Canada.
Because he's not from the ghettos of Montana.
Who, Coach?
No, or Canada. No. He's from England. But I'm saying he's not. He's not from the ghettos. Like, if it's somebody from the ghettos of Omaha, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear it. Pop it. I'm trying to know about Omaha. Nigga, I know niggas be getting shot in Omaha. I know all kinds. What is going on with y'all? Why is y'all tripping? I would like to be informed.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know what's happening. How do y'all talk in the ghettos? That's what made hip hop dope. The first time I heard Queens, nigga, I'm like, man, them niggas call each other son and kid and B. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
All kind of shit that all kind of shit Wu-Tang be saying right now. I'll be just picking it up like, oh, I know what they talking about now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. And then you start using it a little bit too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and put that in my little ghetto and make that work.
Using this shit.
You bring that pause in there. Feel me? So it's like, so 6 is the lingo. Like I could talk to you 6 and you, I don't give a fuck what life you live. Nigga, you a nigga from Pasadena. You gonna know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck what I say to you. I don't give a fuck which part of Pasadena. You could have grew up in the best part of Pasadena. You ain't that far away from niggas, so you gonna know what I'm talking about.
I think you sleeping on Drake.
Pacoima, not Pasadena.
No, I actually personally know. I'm not guessing. He has no idea. If I
you
tell
think he educated himself a little bit more?
Hell no. He can only know from a song. Like even trap, when I say sitting, that's something he gonna connect, but he gonna pick it up real fast. He might not know what I'm saying, but he gonna pick it up. He gonna be like, okay, I don't quite know what he talking about, but this, and this, and this gotta be a car. This gotta be something. This. He don't know what the fuck a tray is. Now, when I say it, he ain't gonna never forget what a tray is in his life. If I go to this nigga, if I tell this nigga Drake right now, man, I got a rag deuce, this motherfucker cut, nigga, 2 to the front. He ain't gonna have no idea.
I think he might know that.
I don't know. Olivia Soul, he won't.
Will know.
He won't know that. Olivia Soul, he won't.
See, I feel like Drake is low hanging fruit right now. But when
not
we start,
that.
when we get on Kanye West, you won't admit this nigga ain't hip hop.
I'm telling you again, I go to Kanye. If I start popping it, if I tell him I got a rag deuce, the motherfucker got 2 to the front, he not knowing what I'm talking about. But he also a Chicago nigga. So it depends on, I don't know what he is based off of him being able to figure out something what I'm saying.
Hey, Trap.
He don't got to know what a rag deuce is, but he got to have an idea when I put the statement together. If you from a ghetto, you're going to have an idea.
Kanye
But 2 to the front go throw him off.
Just to bring you up to speed, a rag deuce is a convertible 62 Impala. 2 to the front is referencing the pumps that are normally in the trunk of a car.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's where people get thrown
that
off.
Motherfucker gonna stand up 12 o'clock, 2 licks.
2 licks.
Yeah.
Right? Something like that. 2 licks.
Got it.
I got it,
man. I got it.
Kanye, he would not know what the fuck
I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with that.
But my problem is with Kanye specifically, if I did. So I told Trap, my issue with Kanye, the thought of it is, right, is I think he's Eddie Winslow or Theo Huxley.
I could agree with that.
Okay.
One of them. So I always felt like it's just like I never, and Trap get mad, but I don't get me wrong, he is a scientist. He's one of the illest scientists ever in the history of this fucking genre of music that we call hip hop or rap.
For sure.
But I'm saying I'm not quite sure. Like I keep telling you, I'm not sure because Coach, he probably Eddie Winslow.
And that's not hip.
I don't know.
So is Eddie Winslow hip hop?
I don't know.
No.
So Eddie, so this is my problem, right? And this is where he always hits that yellow tape mark, right? That tape with that line. It's like, do you feel like Eddie Winslow is hip hop? When you see Eddie Winslow, you be like, you know what? That nigga he have an idea. He be popping that.
Eddie Winslow had a flat top, B. He hip hop, bro.
Everybody had a flat top.
I promise you, I'm having it's hard over here. I'm like, damn, Eddie Winslow hip hop.
That's
see the way Eddie Winslow dressed. The way he dressed and everything.
Kanye is like, maybe, but the music good, so I haven't got that. I'm not trying to start a movement of kicking niggas out of hip hop or saying who ain't hip hop. I just happen to know who wasn't.
Chance the Rapper.
He gotta be hip hop. I be hearing the slang all the time. He be popping it.
Diamondback, funny. How do you spell the hydraulic sound? That's funny. P-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z.
Got with the closed caption on.
No. Eddie, so like Theo Huxtable. Is Theo Huxtable hip hop? Like, I don't know. Is Willis from
Willis that's it. Come on, Willis. Can't put him with Willis though. Willis from a different stroke.
Yeah.
Well, we know all of us hip hop.
Who?
You know, maybe I'm thinking about Willis outside of the show.
Yeah, you got to think of the show character. Yeah. You got to think of the show character.
But you necessarily can't though because you
not Todd Bridges.
If people from your ghetto is popping the talk, is talking how we talk, and you don't know what they saying, you are not hip hop.
Was Mr. Drummond hip hop?
You can't necessarily go for either one of those characters because you're dealing with those characters when they're sitting amongst their parents and stuff like that. Though I mean, I'm a hip hop.
Oh, I saw Eddie Winslow with his friends.
If Mr. Drummond would have went live from the penthouse or like popping out the limo, you know what I mean? Like
we've seen Mr. Drummond give out dope high fives and
yeah, but Mr. Drummond could be hip a little bit. I don't know if he's hip hop. That's a different level of hip.
Not the hop.
I don't know if he's the hop.
Is Mr. Huxtable hip hop?
That's a better question.
Bill Cosby, hell no. Bill Cosby hate hip hop.
No. I said Huxtable. I didn't say Bill Cosby.
Yeah, hip hop too.
Character on the show.
Was the show hip hop?
No.
It was jazz.
I think
it's just the show was jazz.
Yeah, the whole show was built off jazz.
Okay.
Kanye West might be closer to Bill.
So a different world was that hip hop.
Different world was hip hop.
I think he's a lot Theo, and I think he's Eddie Winslow. He's actually Eddie Winslow.
I think he started off at Eddie Winslow and Theo, and then turned into Mr. Huxtable.
Oh, he definitely Bill Cosby now.
Was different world hip hop?
Yeah, that's hip hop.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, different world. Sure. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. You couldn't get nothing past them. My problem is if I'm talking to you and you supposed to be hip hop and you don't know what the fuck I'm saying, you are not hip hop. Now again, if you're
that's a crazy determining factor though.
So because I could talk to you, coach. Like you don't got to know about cars.
I'm from the West though. Like,
but I'm saying, but you not in the cars. But there's certain buzzwords automatically gonna register in your mind, familiar. Even if you can't give me details, if I tell you, man, I just got this rag 4. You know what that means.
For sure, but you might say the same shit to 50, and we know he hip hop.
No, 50 from New York is different.
Exactly.
But I'm saying that's not my problem. Hip hop is ghetto to ghetto. But if I start talking to Trap and I say something, he's going to, even if he don't know the specific words, he's going to be able to pull these things out because ghetto to ghetto, they're kind of the same and be able to be like, okay, I think I know what he's talking about. The problem is when you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. The problem is if you say we do fades, y'all do fades. Nigga, no, that is wrong. And Trap wouldn't say that because he wouldn't feel comfortable misusing that term.
No.
He would figure out how to use the term
so correctly. If a motherfucker use a term wrong, that's almost like saying if a Mexican don't know how to speak Spanish, he not Mexican.
Well, I mean, it is Spain.
I'm saying though, like you know Mexicans who don't know how to speak Spanish, man.
Sure, but they're not Mexicans, they're Americans.
Never met
ain't
a Mexican.
Nobody living in no fucking Mexico that don't know how to speak
ain't
Spanish.
Nobody from Mexico ain't knowing how to speak Spanish.
So again, what we said Mexican, they may be of Mexican heritage, but that person's American.
Okay.
I got a question. Is there any hip hop film directors?
Hell yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And what kind of movies film directors would be considered hip hop movies?
Hip hop movie. I mean, it's not hip hop movie.
Was John Singleton a hip hop director?
Hell yeah. He was. Sure. That's his whole thing.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to look at the influence that hip hop puts out there, and it's such a negative one. But then we put out hip hop movies that don't seem to get no positive feedback.
I mean, look again. It goes into that simple idea, right? Can we actually? When you ask me if there's something negative about, I guess that's what this whole conversation comes to. How do you view crime?
What?
I know it sounds weird, but how do you view crime? If you see somebody get shot and the first thing you say, man, them motherfucker got shot, man, them niggas need to go to jail, and you don't know what happened, you kind of probably, every time somebody gets shot, I'll be like, I wonder what happened. I don't never be like, man, somebody need to go to jail.
See, but that's my thing with you. These are glasses thoughts to put out some.
I'm not making.
Can you be hip hop and anti-street and then circle the shit all the way around?
You cannot be hip hop and be anti-crime.
And see, that's what I'm saying. So you cannot be hip hop. You can't be hip hop and be anti-crime.
No,
I agree with that.
No, you can't be hip hop and pro rules.
I feel like this is said from a bunch of fucking criminals.
So now
you can't be pro rules. How about that? Better. You can't be pro rules.
So you got to be a rebel to be hip hop.
That's Trap. Trap gonna tell you for sure. It's very a rebellious thing.
Yeah.
Very counterculture.
Okay.
You can't be pro rules. Anti-crime, I still think you can't be anti-crime. If you're a black person in America and you anti-crime, I need to look at you. You might have been that nigga snitching at the plantation. Now, if you anti some shit happening to you, makes sense. But if you see two people out there fighting and all you can think of them going to jail, I'm looking at you. I don't know why they fighting. That's how I look at it. Every time something happened, because I've seen this level of shit, I'm always like, what happened? Like if somebody got shot, like somebody got shot, a girl got shot, and I was like, people was like, man, it's LA so crazy. I'm like, I wonder what she did. Like, how did you get shot?
Can you understand how somebody might be listening to this shit right now and think that you're glorifying crime?
No.
You think it's glorifying? With
I don't think it is. But I'm saying like, but he's saying like you telling motherfuckers like you cannot if you disagree with crime, you cannot be hip hop. So you kicking motherfuckers out the like.
Hey, no cuz said y'all shining the bat signal into the sky to summon Sister Sherry.
That's why I said I was just saying where's Sherry after this like 3 times. I said, where's Sherry at?
Sherry was here the other day. Again, like shout out to Diamondback Photography. This is my problem. How you gonna be hip hop? Hip hop is using that fresh cracked Fruity Loop studio with minimal virus. You already stealing. You done stole the software to make the music. You using the equipment wrong. Like, how are you hip hop, but you about keeping the laws? Something is wrong. Something is wrong, nigga. Mostly everybody had to pretty much steal. Remember, hip hop took the final step. You feel me? When the great blackout happened in the Bronx in '77. Because that's when niggas could get equipment. You know how niggas got their equipment.
So law-abiding citizens are not hip-hop. I'm just trying to get that right.
Not law-abiding. Like, I may obey some laws. But again, I don't got nothing to say about other black people trying to figure out their own lives. Well, I would help them, guide them, or I would never condemn them or act like I'm better than them.
So is it your thoughts on these laws more
Every
than obeying them?
If you shoot somebody, your ass got to go to jail. That's how it go. We live in society. I don't gotta be against you. You going to jail.
But the thoughts of the person shooting, like, especially, okay, so say
it make me think what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when I determine what's wrong or right. I won't determine what's wrong or right just because you shot somebody, what they do.
So if peep this. So you heard about, I don't know if you heard of Cain Velasquez story. He's a UFC fighter. He shot a dude.
I was all in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so if a dude's like, he should go to jail for that, but
that nigga ain't hip hop.
He's not hip hop. Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Now, if you understand, he got to go to jail. You like me, I get it. You just got to go do your time, bro. You know what I mean? But I'm with you.
I don't think he should go to jail.
I'll put a little something on your books.
Got you.
Yeah, I don't think he should.
I'm not even saying whether I think you should or shouldn't go to jail. I'm not even getting in that because the law already was established.
But your thoughts on
is that I respect why you did it, and I ain't got nothing to say about you. And if you needed me, I understand, and I got your back.
Right.
Now, if you shot a nigga because he cut you off in traffic, I'm not giving you shit. You gotta do your time by yourself.
Idiot.
Do your own time. I ain't saying nothing for you. That was raggedy. So again, it becomes like gangbanging or street urban culture, period. It becomes subjected to your own understanding of what's right and wrong. But I don't know how could anybody rule for law.
How you feel about this, Trap?
What's up?
Glasses thoughts.
How I feel about what he's saying? I mean, I'm with him. I'm with him for on the fact of
read this track. Like, read that
trick.
Read that. Here's some more hip hop shit.
What's that? Back in the day, electricity was stolen from the. Yeah, that's a fact.
Remember they used to have the park jam where they were plugged into the city light supply. Yeah. How the fuck you gonna be against crime? There would be no hip hop if everybody was like, let me obey the law.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fatima for this bar. She cooking up at the table, getting cracking. Much love, Fatima. Back in the day, electricity was stolen from the lamppost because that was where the outlets were. Took the sample. Yeah. Niggas is taking your music. It's built on breaking the fucking rules. So how the fuck are you going to? It can't be that rules that you think is okay to break or the rules that no. Nigga is still a victim. If I take James Brown shit, he's still a victim. If I take motherfucking Leon Haywood shit, he's still a victim. If I take Earth, Wind, and Fire shit, they're still victims. You cannot be around this motherfucker stealing samples like D1 talking about somebody else committing the crime, calling a woman a bitch. You're worse. You didn't go give motherfucking these people back their shit. Tower of Power. You sampling their shit. You want to talk about a nigga that's calling a woman a bitch. I don't want to hear that. And I get why older sisters are saying that. I stand with them. I think D1 is great for the culture. I think there should be a voice that's trying to keep people out of crime. But you don't got to be anti-crime to be pro live your life
So
right.
it's D1 hip hop.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think he's marketing something that's anti-hip hop and they don't give him a ceiling.
But is he anti-crime? Did he come across anti-crime?
Fuck yeah. But it's also because he's a Christian and Christians believe in obeying the rules. You know, Christians was the one like stay on the plantation.
Well, Christians are
we got to
biggest
stay on the
criminals.
plantation. No, not Christians are the biggest criminals. Some Christian people are criminals. Christianity is not being a criminal.
It's a lot of Christian criminals running around here.
Yeah, but that,
No, I'm a Christian.
but that's not the culture. That's not the culture of
Mother.
That's not the culture of being a Christian. Like they ain't at the church be like break the rules, nigga. Amen.
I mean, that's another talk for something else, but I don't know.
Break the
Man.
rules, nigga.
I don't know.
And amen.
Christianity did start with a lot of rule breaking.
Shout out to Ruffian TV. It's not about being anti-crime. Street people don't see what they're doing is crime. If I'm robbing drug dealers, I don't look at it as crime. If I sell drugs, I don't.
Well, he said he robbing drug dealers. He a vigilante.
Crime.
He
You a vigilante. Fucking crime.
That's hilarious.
I don't know.
So, hey, I'm just throwing this out here to everybody. Would it be, by what you're saying,
Do you want to be that nigga? I'm gonna tell D1 soon we do the stream. You'll be that nigga at the park unplugging nigga shit. Take this shit out of here. Go use your own electricity.
So hip hop, honestly, hip hop culture. Maybe we should take some rules and some rules from hip hop culture and live our life by those rules and regulate. You think that'd be better for society?
I mean, I don't know if everybody can. I think most people need to live by laws, but I think for sure us need to keep that in mind. Like people that come from
it needs to be law structured within like a civilized world, though. You know what I'm saying? We lived in a world that didn't have no laws and shit like that. Bro.
I agree with Trap. It had to be a society.
Yeah.
Like I would never preach to not break the law. I'm not gonna preach to you about breaking the law as much as I'm gonna tell you, you know what, hey, stay out of jail. Because you may have to break some rules. You know what I'm saying? Stay out of jail. Figure out how to stay out of jail. Figure out how to not get caught. Before I be telling you not to break no rules. That's what people get mad at me, but I understand.
This is what you tell the little glasses. Like if you had a little glasses running around here, you sit them down and be like, look here, brother.
So if I had a kid, don't get me in no trouble.
Don't get you in any
trouble. Yeah.
So fuck you, little G.
No,
don't get me, big G, in no trouble.
No, now you gotta be accountable. You do some dumb shit, they got a place for you when you turn 18. So until that day, your whole job is to keep me out of shit. Don't have your teacher calling me. Don't have nobody doing none of that. If you have that, it's gonna be a problem for you. So whatever you think you gonna do, you better fucking know. If I get a call, that's your ass, High Top. That's the rules.
Appropriate fear.
Appropriate fear. Same advice you giving Lil Trap.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact. I'm all for my kids. Listen, my kids, everything go good until you get caught. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so hold the fuck up, Trap. So that's what you're talking to him about. Hey man, as long as you don't get caught, you straight.
Listen, bro. Don't have them calling my phone, but that's it.
They call my motherfucking phone. That's your ass, High Top.
Hold the fuck. 6. Where you at, man? You like all this? You agree with this?
I got 2 daughters, bro. So I mean,
so you tell them if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Nah. Listen, I'm thinking Eric
just went to another level.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. So listen,
I mean, look at it. Let's be honest. Hip hop. The first rule we all get in hip hop. If you want to know if you grew up hip hop or you grew up in street urban culture, the first time you got your ass hit at school, if you went and told your parents, and they told you to hit that motherfucker back and not tell the teacher or the principal, your ass is street, whether you understand it or not. If you told your kids that, your ass is street. So I'm sure you're not telling King, you're not telling little King, coach, you know what? You need to go report it to the proper authorities. Do not put your hands on nobody.
So first of all, I'm just asking questions. You already know how I get down.
I'm just saying.
You already know.
How do you get down? Do you tell your kids that Trap? You need to go
I'm not telling my kids. Y'all tell my son, listen, somebody hit. If anybody makes you feel uncomfortable in any uncomfortable space, hit them niggas. That's it. That's why I'm saying like that.
Squabble up, nigga. Squabble up.
6. What about your 2 daughters? You'd be
Yeah,
like, you need to go
that's
tell the
it.
principal, report it to the
Never-
principal. Do
never
not
would I
strike them
ever.
back.
Never would I.
Coach,
ever.
I know, King, I know you was born at a different time.
My
when
mom
you-
told me not to go tell the principal. Let's put it that way.
Okay, what did you tell your son?
Just go handle your business. Don't come crying to me.
So y'all are the fucking problem. So why y'all trying to make me feel like I'm crazy? Because I'm saying fuck the rules. When you tell your fucking kids fuck the rules, you got them breaking the law right there. That's the first law you break. Go tell the proper authority. You want to show me you against hip hop? Tell your kid to go tell the proper authorities. You need to report that person to the teacher. Do not strike them back. No, you know why? Because you understand the rules don't work sometimes, and these motherfuckers got to respect you. Fuck them rules. Kick his ass. My mom closed the door on me and locked that motherfucker. You better fight him.
Yeah, like you better go out there. Don't come crying back.
She didn't be
to
like,
me.
come here, I'm gonna call the police on that person that bully that's trying to get you. She locked the door on me. You ain't run up in here.
Yeah, my mom was taking me to houses to go scrap.
Yeah, that's
What
how
do you
I-
got?
Come
What
on,
do
hey,
you
well,
got?
hey, who won? That's what she said. We like, who won? Somebody came in was like, it was like a tie. She said, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Where he live?
Shout out
We
to
need that
everybody.
dog. We need that
Love.
dog. We need that dog.
Shout out to everybody love. She said, Coach, I was too harsh judging you. You are open to different opinions and perspective. I like that for you.
Oh, okay, Coach. Clap
Oh,
it
you
up
ain't
for
let the
Coach.
truth
All
out
right, Coach.
today, huh?
Yeah.
Shout out to Keisha B. Because Keisha B be trying to act like she like
she
better
does.
than me
They
and all
gonna
kind of shit. She said, my daughter told me to take her braids out because it was going down. I took her braids down. Why you didn't tell the proper authorities, Keisha? Hey, you know what? This girl is trying to fight my daughter. You guys need to come over here and arrest her. No. Whoop they ass.
Okay.
That's hip hop. So why
do you
y'all trying to
think-
make me feel crazy?
What do you think Drake tells his son? Not
Tell the
being funny.
teacher.
Hey,
Tell the teacher.
That's a
His
good
mom
one.
told him to tell the teacher. He tell what's little man name?
Delion,
son?
Delion, what's his name?
Adonis.
Adonis.
Donnie.
Adonis.
You tell little Donnie, tell the teacher, Donnie, do not put your hands on
It's
them.
a little Don.
Little
You tell
Donnie.
the teacher. He probably called the school and everything. Hey, they
And if you
jumped
lose
on
the fight, definitely tell the teacher then.
And if
You know
y'all
what I'm
stop, if y'all get off of Drake back, man.
We're not on his
Drake
back.
is telling his kid to fuck this little nigga.
No, he
up.
not.
No, he not.
No,
No,
he's
his
not.
kid-
No, he gonna tell his kid. Hold on.
Drake is at the house right now.
You're right.
Playing on the
Donnie.
trap with Kendrick right now.
He's gonna tell
No,
his
he's
kid,
not.
listen.
You
If
do
somebody
want
want
to
to fight you, fight them. But if you lose, go tell the teacher if you lose.
Exactly.
No, his son.
There,
No,
see,
his
there you
son.
go,
Rap
Trap.
battle.
That's exactly
That's
what
what
he
he
said.
tells.
Yep. Same
That's
thing.
what he
He
tells.
said, hey, you go out
I'm
there.
trying to win, but if you can't win,
Mhm.
go tell the teacher because you
Go
gonna
tell
win
the
anyway.
teacher. Go tell the teacher.
No,
Hey,
his son.
like
His son
Drake
is
is
You gotta
definitely
win
playing.
some way.
Any fake that came out his way, he
He didn't
came.
take puff fade.
He came.
He didn't take
Puff
tip
like
man.
fire.
Nigga, hell in his face.
Puff either. Like,
Fuck Puff up.
nigga, I don't even want to wrestle around with Puff. Like,
I
that
will
ain't
wrap
even when
around
nothing.
Puff. I don't give a fuck
No,
about none of that. I'll beat Puff
I don't
ass.
give a fuck. I'm not slipping.
After-
I'm not
after
fighting.
after
you.
this
Yeah.
trial
Come on, right
start
now, I
May
need that
5th.
fade. I'm like, I got that for you, Puff. I
After
love
this
you.
know
trial
what?
I'm
start
gonna give you
May
the stage.
5th, and I
Hey,
hear
However
about
you want to wrestle, nigga. We can wrestle, nigga. I'm finna whoop your ass.
It's 3 people I don't fight. Naked dudes, bums, and the others. And when I say the other, I ain't talking about white.
I know what you're talking about.
Shout out to Keisha B. It
I
went
love
down.
those.
I picked her up from school afterwards. She won. I'm crying.
Oh, yeah.
And
Shout out to
then-
your daughter.
and you
Shout
can
out to
tell
your
a
daughter.
street parent. And this is my problem. This is why I be saying y'all think y'all better than me and y'all not, you motherfuckers. This is why I be on y'all. Because you still was proud when she won the fight. You probably was like, yeah, she had to whoop somebody ass. You know how black
Called her
parents be,
friends
DT.
in the
You know
car.
how it is with black parents, DT. Yeah, they whooped that ass.
Yo, for sure.
Yeah, they got cracking on that motherfucker.
For sure.
Mhm.
Drake's son definitely has. Do you know who my dad is? Energy.
Yeah. Shout out to Lil Don, man. Lil Don, man.
That's a
Shout out
fact.
to DT. Does teaching self-defense really qualify as street? There's some suburban white kids that take MMA that will put tips on your ass. It's not self-defense.
Huh.
There's no rule in school that you're supposed to be able to fight. You're supposed to go tell the teacher. You're not supposed to, like, you can stop somebody from kicking your ass, but you're not supposed to fight them. So it's not quite self-defense.
I don't even know if in today's school, I don't even know if you can stop somebody from whipping your ass no more.
Yeah,
I think
really?
you gotta you gotta tuck tail and get the fuck up on
Yeah,
and go tattle.
yeah.
Ain't do nothing physical. It's like fighting is not no.
Shout out to Lucky Lawrence from Chicago. Now, this is some real Chicago shit. My grandmother was worse. She ain't let my uncles come home until they won the fight.
That's what
That's
my
what I'm
mom
saying.
was.
Y'all trying to make me feel crazy. Y'all full of shit. Fuck y'all. But if I'm saying glass is different. No, y'all tell y'all kids the same shit. Y'all be telling them to break the rules and shit and all kind of shit.
My kid come home from school and told me he had to fight. My first question is, did y'all get caught? And then the
That's
second
it.
question is, did you win?
Wait, so it's zero tolerance in California?
Yes, man. No
Yeah.
tolerance. Zero
Meaning,
tolerance.
meaning what though? Meaning what though? As far as
You
that
can't.
is
It's no self defense.
You can't self-defend. You can't
Oh,
fight.
you
All
mean-
that shit.
You gotta get smacked in your face and go
They'll
tell
just call the police.
and chuck it up.
You got to be a bitch.
Yeah, you gotta be a bitch.
Crazy.
They do not want you escalating.
That's in schools you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, that's even on the streets.
On the street.
It's like that in New York. I think New York no self-defense too. No self-defense in New York on the streets though. Either. Same thing.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you think as you get older, you get less hip hop?
Hell yeah, because you start
No.
wanting to just yes, most people do because
Not our generation. It's
You
not
don't
gonna
be
happen in our
hip no more?
generation.
hell no, you don't be hip.
I don't know about that
You gotta
trapping.
be hip to be hip hop.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that trapping classes because I noticed in my older age, I let a lot more shit slide.
Yeah,
I
but
care about
that's
the rules a little bit more too. I started letting a lot more shit slide.
I don't think I care about
but
the
do
rules.
you
as much.
but do
I
you
just
change
let
your
shit slide
language?
'cause I
Do
know
you
you
change
can't
your
do it.
language or the way you talk? The older you get?
You said what?
Do you change your language with the way you talk? Do you put do you dress different? I mean, like you still
Hell
gonna
no,
dress
he
the
don't.
same?
And he be calling this. I ain't gonna talk about how he talked to his son. That's the whole
You know
other
what I'm saying?
thing.
It's gonna be like you still gonna carry hip hop within you. Like, yeah, it's gonna be certain things that grows within maturity, but you still gonna carry hip hop as the lifestyle that you live though. I don't think I don't think you can change your lifestyle. Our generation, the same way our parents they didn't change their lifestyle the way they lived throughout their growing up in the 60s and 70s. They ain't changed the way their lifestyle was. It's
Man, I
something
keep
that
my
grows
shit
within you.
classic. That's why I'm trying to get with all the new shit. I just keep
That's
it classic.
exactly that's what I'm saying.
I
You
just
ain't gonna
keep it
change
classic.
it.
What I am
Yeah.
in the streets ain't gonna never play out.
It's staying stagnant. Not is that the opposite of like you don't think hip hop moves with the
Certain
time?
things
You
are permanently.
you don't
certain things are
have
permanently
to.
hip.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Certain things are
I don't have to
permanently
dress like the way they dress right now.
Yeah.
I'm not
Certain
gonna
things
dress
are
the way they
permanently
dress right
hip.
now. I'm gonna
Trap,
dress the
you
way
ain't
I
you ain't
dress.
wearing skinny jeans?
You
No,
got the skinnies.
I ain't wearing big old shoes. I ain't doing all that shit, B.
You ain't right
Not
calling
doing-
niggas
no.
YNs.
Nah, I'm not calling
Oh,
nobody
hell no. I
YNs.
just
I
started
will
using
never say
YN.
that.
What's wrong with calling
That's
niggas
why.
YN?
No,
Hey, these
when I
YNs is
say
crazy
dude,
out here.
Somebody
when I
said
say
YN on
dude use
ESPN
that-
the other day.
that's what I'm about to say.
Oh, that's crazy.
When Marcus Morris used that shit on ESPN, I was like, what the fuck is? I'm like, what is he doing? Why do you use that on this platform
You
for?
finna get the boot when they find out what that means.
You see how Stephen A looked at Stephen A was like, yo, what is he
Yeah.
doing?
See, that's how hip hop
Like, yo,
Stephen A. Stephen A. knew just what he meant. Like,
Yeah, you know what he
let's
meant.
say that on here.
Exactly.
Yeah, Stephen A like, yo, what is he doing?
Hey, but I'm saying though, this for everybody. So when y'all someplace chilling, like say you go to the movies or y'all at a Starbucks, I don't know where y'all niggas going. I ain't going to Starbucks, but and a bunch of
Starbucks.
YNs come up in there, y'all don't get a little like
Yo, listen, I went to what's the name, right? I went to Dave's
See,
Hot
that's
Chicken
my
like
problem
2 weeks
now.
ago.
I mean, hell
I
no.
went to Dave's
That-
Hot
that is
Chicken
your
2 weeks ago, right? It was a bunch of like little dudes standing outside of Dave's Hot Chicken and shit, right? I had to walk through them like, these little niggas say one word, I'm gonna knock one of these little niggas the fuck out right now.
but see,
That's the street in you.
I
and
said-
shit. You can't
I
whoop
said-
nobody else out here. You
If
grew up
one
and
of
shit,
these
but you
niggas-
still thinking to yourself, like, man, I'll squabble every one
I'm
of
gonna
you
knock
niggas.
one of these little niggas out right
I
now.
get
They say
pumped up. I
something
get in
like
a
that.
adrenaline rush. I hope one of these niggas hit me up.
I hope.
No lie.
man,
It was
When I
about
go to that
6,
liquor
7 of
store,
them.
when I go to that liquor store on 35th, you know, niggas be posted up. I just go to that liquor store on purpose. Let me go just get some peppermint.
number one, you don't ever have to go to a liquor store in your life.
That's true, but
He just
You
told
looking
us
for
that.
problems at that point. You looking for action. You ain't nigga. I
A
know you
nigga
ain't
that
gonna go
don't
to-
drink going out of his
I-
way to a liquor store.
For
is
myself,
wild.
never go to liquor stores no more. And I know you damn more straight edge than me and
there'll
shit.
be a bunch of niggas out there. I'll be like, me go give me a peppermint.
Nigga,
I
I passed up on cheap gas because there was too many YNs there. I'll be like, nah, I'm
I'll
gonna
be
go
gonna
get some
pump my
shell.
gas. I'll be want to see the wines. Be like, what's up with y'all niggas, Kel? That's what niggas just.
I'm
They
out.
call
I
me,
think
they
YNs,
call me
no,
Unk,
oh, your
man. They
shirt's
call
off,
me
brother?
Unk,
No,
man.
I'm good.
I'm like, Unk. The fuck
Why
you
your
mean,
shirt already
Unk,
off?
nigga?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
graduated.
call me
You
Unk.
graduated, Trap. You graduated.
You know, I heard one of y'all little niggas out here.
You working on Paw.
Yeah.
You lucky.
I
Hey,
love,
Pawpaw's
I
crazy.
love, I love. Paw gonna be crazy.
You
You
damn
get
near-
lucky enough. You might not make it. Niggas be dying as unks every day right now.
Nah, some niggas from my
Crazy.
basketball team called me Unk a
I'm
couple
trying to
weeks
get to
ago.
OG
I was
and
sad.
Paw and
Hey,
all kinds of
hey,
shit.
hey,
I want
coach.
to make it to all that.
In 2017, I was hooping. And the little young nigga said, he said, damn, Unc, you still fast. I know you was even faster back in the day.
So yeah, that's
Never hooped again after that. I said, I'm done, bro. It's over.
Shout out to Adonai R. Bruce. He said, if you pass up getting gas because of young niggas, YNs, you are old.
yeah. I promise, hey, bro, I'm telling you,
That's
I said
pawpaw
some shit.
energy.
As I
You like, I'm
said,
cool.
Chevron,
You
here
want
I
some
come.
old
I
man?
told my ain't gonna be at Chevron.
I
Some
knew it
old
was some of
man.
this cheap ass guys gonna track these old broke ass niggas.
No.
When you start calling people broke, that's when you know you really aged out.
But hey, and I call so many motherfuckers broke now. Like, look at this
When you,
broke
when
ass.
you start calling
Like, I
people
be like,
broke,
nah.
you be like, man, broke ass nigga.
You start looking at the nigga's
bullshit.
car too, he's broke. Like,
It was cool like we was in the hood because you didn't have too much different. But when you
Yeah.
grow up and you get some money, you start calling niggas broke. You
Nah,
separate.
that ain't
That's
broke.
when
You got a little dirty motherfucker, like little
dirty
dirty ass,
ass
man.
nigga.
Little dirty ass, man. Little
I
snot
just
nose
said
ass.
that shit too.
Yeah, little dirty ass. Get out of
Dirty
here,
mother-
man.
Dirty
Little
ass.
dirty one,
man.
little snotty nose ass, man. Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
man.
I call niggas young punks all the time. What y'all young
Oh,
punks
me
got
too.
going on?
I call them young street punks. Little young
Y'all
street
niggas out here
punks.
talking like y'all talking like Otis on Martin.
Yeah, Otis.
I
Exactly.
need
Y'all
all of
talking
them
like
young
Otis.
street punks. I be
Little
using
young street
all the
punks.
classics. I use a slang that came out before I was alive. No jive ass nigga,
Little
man.
jive ass turkeys.
I be pulling all that old school slang out on niggas because then I sound like the freshest nigga on the block.
Uh-huh.
On the
That's
Mac,
copacetic, my nigga.
on the
They'll
Mac.
be like, what? Copacetic? That's hard.
Man, I use copacetic so much. It's crazy.
I be using fresh right now. Fresh is brand new.
Fresh.
Fresh
all
ain't
right.
even that motherfucker fresh. Man, you fuck with this? Yeah, man. That
Gotta bring
motherfucker
it back.
fresh, dog.
Gotta bring it
That
back.
motherfucker hard, dog. Hard classic too. Hard ain't never going
Nah, you know what glasses bring it back? That shit jamming. That shit jamming.
That's not my word
that's-
too. Jamming. That motherfucker
That's
jamming.
his line
Jack.
right there. That shit
I be hitting niggas
jamming.
with that jack too. A nigga that's 14. He be like, man, that
Say
jack,
that, Jack.
that motherfucker jamming, Jack.
Oh, what you gotta do
You
is
the
pay.
freshest nigga on the block with them
That's
old.
what you gotta do. Put some
energy.
old shit in the car and watch your kids hate on it, and then later on listen to their playlist and see.
Exactly.
see
And
it on
pull
there
that
now.
motherfucker
Now
out.
it's on there. You like, okay.
Hey, shout out to name brand
Nah.
crispy. That's Mac 10 word, crispy. That's an
What be
Inglewood
the-
word, I think. Man, that motherfucker gotta be crispy, nigga.
Uh-huh.
What be the worst is when I put a song on and my daughter go, "Oh, that's a TikTok song." And it be some old shit, but man, that's a TikTok song. I be like, TikTok? This is a joint, right? What you talking about? This ain't no
Yeah, that's
TikTok
different.
song.
You start shining like
See
your
how they
parents.
brought-
I know. They don't be saying that shit's a TikTok.
You see how these YNs brought back clout and gentrified it?
Mm-hmm.
Clout
Yeah.
was something different. Them niggas brought that shit back and gentrified it and made it some bullshit.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
I be
But
hitting
it
niggas
go-
with that jive so fast. Oh, jive ass nigga. Don't jive, nigga. Fuck
So
all
you
that
feel
jive
like
you talking about.
slang or language is it's like a result. It's like how fashion is though.
Hands down.
Yeah,
Hands
right.
down. You just bring all
Yeah.
that shit back.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pull it. And see, I was alive long enough. I met niggas that's probably dead now of old age. I got all that slang. All that old
Yeah.
fly shit was popping back in 1984. I bring that shit back in 2025 like it never happened.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
Like you the freshest nigga on the block.
I got it.
Yeah.
This is serious.
Fly
question.
came back. Think about it. Fly came back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fly came back.
Yeah.
Hey, this is serious. I'm sorry, but do you think by not calling hip hop culture black culture, do you think it takes it? Because I don't know. I think we all think that hip hop culture moves a lot of shit in the world. Like it moves a lot. Do you think it takes away from what us as a black? Because we know a lot of shit that goes on in hip hop culture is us.
But it's not all of us.
But come on now.
Nah, poor people ain't as deep in black people as you think. And everybody don't talk like this.
I mean, that is true, but
Everybody don't use slang, and then you start to ostracise people. Like,
do you see more young white dudes acting like black dudes than young black dudes acting like white dudes?
Sure, I think we're influential.
What I think it is this though, right? It's just the fact what Glass is saying. Calling it black culture is saying that everybody that's black is hip hop, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I mean, you don't have to be because
we created it. We created it.
Yeah.
So it's
something
ours.
that we
Then.
created.
If we
It's
created
ours.
it,
It's not
ours.
ours. Some
But
brothers did some fly shit. Some brothers.
we created it, and
Yeah.
we dictate where it goes too. We dictate how it moves. We
get all
dictate
that.
what we tell white people what's dope.
We can't dictate.
Yeah, but the
how it
problem
moves.
is when you make it. Yes, but not we. Like yes, but not we.
But black people,
Not all, no.
Not all black people, but
Because
black people.
by that standard, then you're gonna have to deal with the black people. That's why people like C. Dolores Tucker, you know what I mean, don't make sense in that conversation.
See, my thing is this is why Jordans are the #1 selling shoe in America. It's because we dictate what's dope. We tell white America what's tight.
I definitely think black voices is the loudest, but I don't think that's necessarily always in hip hop.
I got a question. So you think more blacks brought Jordans than whites?
I think that we made Jordans dope, and then white people off them now. Like, oh, that's what's tight over there.
Yeah, that's what they
I think
wear.
that's why you see a white boy in some
But I
chucks.
still think that's a poor thing. I think what you giving credit to the body of black people is a very poor thing. Poor people making the best out of a circumstance. Remember, we started wearing sneakers like they was regular shoes. That wasn't a thing.
But that's how dope black people are, to where we make some shit.
It's not black people, it's poor people. Poor people historically been dope.
And you said we the face of poor people.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so again, you don't have to railroad it to like the greatest standard, because it's going to be some niggas that's missing.
I honestly feel like the way you thinking about it is taking away our credit.
No, it's pretty much our credit because we come from poor people.
You say it.
I couldn't afford Jordans when they first came out.
Yep.
They was expensive.
And when you could what was you wearing?
You know, like jocks and stuff like that.
No, you done.
Yeah.
So you'd have been talking shit.
Adidas.
Yeah,
I think Adidas, Converse. That was about
okay,
it.
well, yeah, even
Nike came out later.
When we thought that shit was whatever we think is tight, whatever we say is tight, that's what the world thinks.
Necessity is the mother of all invention. Every black person don't have to innovate. It's a specific version of black people. So, I mean, look, however people say it, I'm not going to start a movement to stop using the term black culture. I'm just saying when I speak, I don't say that. Because I watch too many black people that don't got nothing to do with hip hop or have no contribution or nothing about what
But just because there's some people who don't have shit to do with it, don't mean it's not black culture.
Again, that's the point.
Black culture don't got to be every black person doing it.
Yeah, but everybody in street urban culture contributes. Every last person. That's what makes it different.
And it's black people doing all the contributing. We're the ones.
It's other people too. But it's just most of us. It's just most of us. But again, like that's like LA street urban culture, right? Is low ride.
Okay.
That's it. It ain't black culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not mad if you want to hold. Look, one thing I'm not going to fight is I'm never going to fight black people getting credit for something. I just find it weird when I see some black person who don't know nothing about what's going on talking like they know. That'd be my problem.
You find it weird because it's black culture and you don't know this black culture?
No, no, it's not that. It's just I get that you might not have no idea, but I'm mad that you feel like you think you know because you.
It's like when Mexicans see Mexicans who can't speak Spanish.
Well,
they're like, what the fuck?
But that's because they're not Mexicans.
That's how they feel now.
No, they're not Mexicans. They're not Mexicans. They're from America. You get what I'm saying?
No, but okay, even though you were born in America, you know how Mexicans get down.
But you miss the part. That's what makes you won't find a Mexican in Mexico that can't speak Spanish. So again, some of these words are used so loosely now that.
Okay, so let me tell you this. So I got a guy on my basketball team. He was born in Mexico. That makes him a Mexican. But he don't know how to speak Spanish whatsoever.
But he probably been here his whole. Now, if he was raised in Mexico, he's going to have to.
Yeah, he was raised, but he was born there. He came over here early. He don't know how to speak no Spanish. And I always be on his head like, how you Mexican can't speak Spanish?
Easy, because first off, Mexican and Spanish, it's a language of Spain, right? So again, that's like it's not necessarily a Mexican thing. So right, so there's a lot of Mexican people of heritage that live in America that English been their first language at this point. So they may not know the Spaniard language. In Mexico. So I'm saying that's the same thing with hip hop. It's like everybody black don't know what the fuck we talking about. They just don't.
But does that make him less Mexican now?
He's not Mexican. Yes, he's American. He's came here. He's American.
So as soon as you come to America, you just American now.
I mean, he's probably been here a lot of years if he don't know Spanish.
No, for sure.
He probably came over here like about 2-3 days or something, or 2-3 weeks.
I see that all the time in New York though. Like give me the Puerto Rican that don't speak no Spanish.
Yeah, because they've been in fucking New York.
But doesn't make him less Puerto Rican though?
He's not Puerto Rican. I get the lazy description of who that person is, but because there's not people in Puerto
Rican American.
He's American. Now we say he's from Puerto Rico as American, but I'm
Puerto
saying
Rican heritage.
People that live in Puerto Rico, there's nobody that like
ain't nobody in Puerto Rico.
Okay, so here I got you right now. So say you live in the area you live in, right?
Yeah.
And you live there, and you end up staying there for the next 40 years. did that make you less from where you was born and raised at? So now are you that?
Well, I mean, because you're raised with language, right? So like you learn language from speaking. So if somebody lives in Mexico, 99.9% of the people there speak Spanish. So you're going to know Spanish. You're gonna have to communicate.
I'm saying
That's like prime example. That's like us. We from the ghetto, so we speak slang. That's what I'm saying. That's hip hop. That's the official language of hip hop, slang. I could tell you, like I said, I got this. I got this ace. I could pop it to you 1,000,000 times, and you even if you're not speaking, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Even you from the west side and I'm from the east side, you're gonna know what I'm saying.
There's been some YNs to come talk to me, and I'd be like, "What the fuck are y'all talking about?"
But that's because now you're removed, you're grown, 1,000,000 things. But it's if you listen to them, you'll be able to make sense of it. You just really think they stupid. So you really
I feel like coaching keeps me connected though. You know what I mean? Like especially
that's true.
And plus, they don't really have a street urban slang. They should be off the internet. They don't even hang out with each other outside. Like that's what I think a big problem in hip hop is. You're getting a lot of rappers who are video gamers acting like they from the streets. They may have grew up in some ghetto, but they never left the house. They was on the game the whole time socializing. So they don't really pick up street urban culture. They're part of like this social media culture where they all talk the same way. Like if a nigga actually said glaze to me in real life, I'd probably slap him in his face.
For real.
Why? Because that just ain't how we talk outside.
Some gay stuff like.
You know what I mean? It's like an insult, and they wouldn't know that that's wrong to
That's
say.
like
That.
an insult. So
Yeah, it is.
how they speak.
Imagine somebody trapped talking about like you talking, you like stop glazing him.
That shit get me
Stop
pissed
sucking
off.
his dick. These are
You
fighting.
basically saying that you
might
SMD,
get fired.
Yeah.
These are fighting
I
words.
mean, I'm glazing.
Imagine somebody tell you,
What's
yeah,
wrong with
go
you?
stop sucking his dick.
No,
That's what that is. That's what that
Stop
is.
sucking his dick is way different than
That's
stop
crazy.
blazing.
No, that's
No,
That's the same thing.
it's the
No,
same
bro,
thing.
what the fuck? It's
That
not
is the same
That's
thing.
what it means.
I'm telling you, see, y'all, this is guys who are out of touch.
Get off his dick.
No,
is the
hold
same.
on, hold
So
on,
if
hold
tell
on.
you
Hold
right
on,
now,
hold
get off his dick. You'd be like, oh, I got to scrap with this
That's
motherfucker.
really
now.
close. You put
Yeah,
you
don't
hey,
say
scrap
that.
nobody
no,
get off his
listen,
dick.
listen. Get off his dick is knocking on the door of a fight. Hey, bro, watch what you say.
Yeah.
I feel like listen to your YN stance. It seemed like you looking for fights though. Like
No,
you knock
no.
everything is knocking on the door of a fight.
No,
No.
because ain't no nigga.
Oh, it's a bunch of YNs over there. Got to pull up. Like
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you, calling somebody a dick rider in life is knocking on the door of a fight.
Yeah.
Imagine I'm talking to you. I'm like, man, you just a
Right.
dick rider.
Stop agreeing with this.
No.
I'm like, you just a
I
dick
don't like
rider.
that
I don't give
shit.
a fuck what you said. It's gonna be
I am
something
from the-
inside of you. Even if you try to be cool, it's gonna be like,
Listen,
hey, I don't like that.
I'm
Immediately.
from the land
Even when we
of
talk about
SMD,
Brown, I'm
B.
like, man, you a fanatic. I ain't never called you a dick. That shit means
Yeah.
something. I'm not saying your anal is on this man's penis. That's just out of line.
I don't think motherfuckers is
listen,
taking
bro.
it that serious.
Yes, we are.
I am from the land of the SMD, B. They'll drop the SMD, and as soon as you
No,
drop
if
that
motherfucker tell me to
SMD, you
suck
gotta
his
get
dick.
ready.
That's
You
a
gotta be
different.
ready to go.
But
You
in
gotta be
New
ready to
York-
go.
Saying glazing.
But in New York,
That's
that
the
is
same
fighting
regular.
word.
Oh yeah, because if a motherfucker look at me and say I'm in LA, a motherfucker tell me suck his dick right now,
That's
and I'll be
killing
mad as a
word.
motherfucker.
First off, that's
that's
killing
killing
words in LA.
Yes, you tell
That's
me to
fight
suck it.
words.
Once
Once you say that right there, you ready to fight right there. You ain't. That's
okay,
it.
but
And that'll
there
be
are
the same
words-
thing like glazing. If a
Yeah,
nigga say
no,
to me,
man,
yo,
what
you
the fuck?
glazing, like what?
No,
Yeah.
You
like
referring to
ain't
a dick to
ain't
me.
nobody about to kill each other for calling somebody no glazer.
Yeah, they will.
No, not kill, but that's
No,
a
not
fight
kill.
for sure.
That ain't
They,
no
it could
fight.
end up killing.
Man.
In today's lingo,
end
that's
up
not a
killing.
fight.
Maybe if
These
two
niggas
little
run around.
internet
That
kids
shit
talk
ain't
to each
cool.
other, but if a man talk to you like, damn, Cole, stop glazing him, you're going to look
I
at
got
that
a
man crazy.
19-year-old son.
He ain't never sit up there and be like, man, dad, you glazing.
This
You will let him.
motherfucker
You will
says
let him
it
say
all the
that
time.
you.
I ain't want to
glazing.
whoop beat his ass.
What?
See,
You
that's
let
why
him
I
say that to you?
No, I never. I said,
You let
hey,
your
I said,
son
he's
say that to you?
right?
okay.
Yeah,
Now, the
Bro,
first
The first
time I did kind of need to know. I was like, what you mean by glazing?
How do you explain it?
That
He
shit
tell you like,
sound.
Yeah, how
he
do
say
you explain it
he's
to
like,
you?
I'm saying like you stuck in his.
Yeah, it sounded like, and when he explained it
He
to
broke
me,
that shit all the way down.
kinda
Well, you know, like a
like-
donut.
yeah, like, I promise you, that's where I
Man,
went
this
first.
a
I was like,
donut?
wait a minute, this should be
You
green,
refer
my
to
boy.
it like a
What
donut.
are we talking about? But no, when he broke it down to me, I understood it. I got it. And
After he broke it down to you,
I noticed how
And he
these
broke it down real
real good.
digestible.
Yeah, daddy's
I know-
taking it.
I noticed how these young dudes is talking now, and I'm
Hold
not
on.
no
Okay,
old
don't talk.
fogey.
Don't talk to me like that.
Okay, so if an
So,
old
hold
dude
on.
came up to you and
Glazing
said
is
that,
a
and not a
donut?
young
You
dude,
talking
how
about
would
a
you feel?
donut?
I would think that he got some young kids around him. Like, oh, he got some young kids around. He know the language. He know the lingo. See, y'all just stuck in that old man shit to where
My
trap,
kids ain't
somebody comes
playing.
to trap. I blame. Oh, what the fuck? Suck my, you fuck your dick. What?
If an old dude
Suck
said
your
that to
dick
me,
is fighting words
Suck
on
your
the-
dick
in
is
New
fighting
York.
words.
In
Yes.
New York.
Suck your
that's
dick is
it.
fighting
On the
words.
West
Here.
Coast, that's killing words. You're gonna die. Like, I'm tripping.
But I feel like if you say suck your dick to a nigga, you got it. You got intentions behind it. You staring at the nigga like he already know your demeanor.
I'm telling you, if a man said it to me, he wanna die.
if I tell somebody to suck my dick, I'm ready to fight him.
This is getting
That's
crazy.
it. I'm ready to
I'm not
fight.
even gonna
There's
say.
a lot-
I'm
there's a
saying
lot
I'm
of
ready to
dicks
fight.
going
I'm
around.
ready to fight him. If I say that to somebody, I'm ready to
I'm
fight.
not even-
I know you ready to fight him. Old timer like you. You can't say
He said
nothing though.
old timer.
Back in them days.
Exactly. Like he trying to duel with him. He want to smack him with his glove.
Don't try to switch it up off me, coach.
No, I'm just saying.
it's
I'm
getting
just
crazy.
saying.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
relax.
How could something that's built off breaking the rules or breaking the law, a guy later on come in and talk shit about breaking the rules or breaking the law? It just seems weird to me.
I get it now. You know, I get it. I see what you're saying.
Like, it started from, like, he have been the person like, you need to return your DJ equipment because you guys took it in that blackout. Like, what would you be doing? Like, at which place? Like, how far does it go? Like, how far are you gonna stand up for that? I can see. Shout out to D1. I'm gonna make sure I tell you.
Saying.
Hey, I can see D1 right now. I'm gonna tell Charlamagne this. I can see Charlamagne walking around pulling out the left. You need to take the stop using these cities' free power. I don't care about your hippity hop music. That's what it sound like it's supposed to follow.
I got a question for you. So say a word that's used over here. It said like fade, for instance, because there's many different definitions of fade.
Like, if I tell Trap right now, like,
You know.
I tell that nigga I need this fade. Trap ain't from the West, I ain't talk, but he know what I'm saying.
Okay, but fade could be a
And I'm-
haircut style,
He know the
or
difference.
it could be a fight style.
He know the
And
difference.
I'm
So
gonna tell
will
somebody
both be
from New York.
considered hip hop?
It depends on the context of the
Because it's a
conversation.
slang?
Well, fade is not a slang word in barber.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because it's a slang over here, would because they're hip hop, but it's not over here.
No, fade
So-
is not slang anywhere.
Okay.
Fade is a style of cut.
Well, I'm talking
saying-
about fade. When we talk about fight, we talk about taking a fade.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's a
Line
slang
up,
word in
but
that.
but I'm saying the context of how you use it is what separates. But
Yeah.
even though Trap is not from Los Angeles, he know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Because there's a connection that goes from ghetto to ghetto, right? That
Mhm.
we know. Now, if I say that, he's gonna be able to immediately disseminate exactly what
Look
I'm
at the situation that say, okay, a
Besides
fade out
that.
here means a fight, but we in the barbershop, so that means a hairstyle.
and a fade could be in the barbershop too.
Well, yeah, depend. Okay.
If you tell a barber, nigga,
You
I
get
need
a
that
fade
fade,
while you
he
getting
will
the
not
fade.
think about cutting your fucking hair.
So in New York, I have to tell them like this, yo, you want to shoot the 5 with you right now.
Yeah,
I'm
shit,
saying like
I
that.
definitely heard that
That's
before.
it.
Line it
Yeah,
up,
you know,
line it up in
so
the barber.
yeah.
Another barbershop.
Mhm.
I comb hair. That's something we say like, man, I comb that nigga hair. Whoop that nigga feet. It's a
Kill his
million
cat
ways
and
we
shit.
talk. That's what hip hop
That's
is.
what I'm
When you
saying.
popping that shit and you know what you talking about, and don't nobody know except the people that need to know.
King went crazy with the pill his cap, huh?
Yeah.
Here's a great point. Shout out to Keisha B. And this is the thing
How
about
about
being
the
hip hop.
raccoon eyes? I'll get that nigga raccoon eyes.
That's it. I heard that.
Nah, give him a color TV. You know about the color TV?
Nigga
You
say,
got a
I
black
get that
guy
nigga. Them niggas
with the
say, I get that
motor
nigga.
control
See,
on
okay,
the
that's
TV.
perfect example right there. If
Because
my
I put
man Trap hit me and
trademarks
said,
around your eyes.
I'm gonna give him a color TV, I'm gonna be confused at that point.
I'm give him a color
Oh, that's
TV.
old
I mean,
slang.
I mean, you got the
That
black
nigga
guy,
break
and you
his
got the
back.
remote control right underneath your eye right there. That's when you got
Even
the
now,
donuts,
he
the
just
remote
said that
control.
means he's gonna break his
Oh,
back.
you know, color
Today,
TVs
that'll
have-
be
That's
crazy.
gay shit.
That'll be
color
crazy.
TVs have-
That-
you know,
pause,
color
pause,
TVs
pause,
heavy, so
pause,
that's gonna
pause,
break
pause.
you.
Super
That's
duper.
hella gay. Shout out to Keisha B. And this is what I'm saying. I live in NOLA and I can figure out what fade means based on the language around it. That's the thing that we all share.
Okay.
That's what that's what street urban culture shares.
I put
But
money
nothing
on
I
it.
say is gay.
You know
So
what I
let's
thought
get
that
that out.
was, right?
I heard that little shit you said.
If you tell somebody right
Pause.
now you're gonna break their back,
No, I said that's what the color TV thing was meaning. Like,
I'm
you know,
telling you, if you tell somebody you're gonna break their back, that's going to come across different. You can't
but
say
who
that.
said I said break their back? I said that's the similar of what that means.
I'm telling you,
I
if
say
you
to anybody,
that,
I don't give a fuck.
I understand, but I'm saying that's why they can misinterpret what's going on.
You know,
They can misinterpret.
I'm gonna tell you right now, King. You say you're gonna break a nigga back to the wrong dude. He gonna be happy.
You right.
He gonna be like,
well, nigga said that to me. I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
be
why you
fighting.
Pause.
That's what somebody said to me. I'm gonna be fighting. What you say, Trap?
Hey, bro.
Pause.
I'm saying he gonna say, break your back. You can be like, yeah, sure.
Here's my number.
No, I'm not gonna say here's my number.
He's gonna tell you his number.
He ain't gonna come in here confused. Hey, I was trying to fight a nigga. He gave me his digits. Like, what the fuck?
Let me tell you, this shit out here ain't nothing compared to being in prison, what you got to deal with, seeing that shit up in there. So I see shit like that happen. People say that shit. I'll tell you a true story. I'll tell you a true story. When I first got to prison, a motherfucker came up, this gay dude supposed to be a badass fighter and shit. I was young, first year. Came up to me and said, you know what? I want you to break my water. I had to go to somebody else. Like, I didn't know what the fuck that meant. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I had to go to Old Town. Like, this gay dude came to me and said that he likes me. He wants. They said, nigga, you know what that means? Like, nigga, I don't fuck with gay dudes. What it mean? You don't want to hear. And after that, motherfucker couldn't say shit to me.
I don't even want to hear the shit. Like,
I'm okay with not learning everything.
That shit had me ready to fight every gay dude.
What that dude is.
I'm trying to go my.
I've probably been scared of him.
I start shouting.
Fighting words like, okay.
But see, this how I know I'm not a part of that gay thug culture, because that is like next level, and it would have probably worried me.
Man, I that's fight that what you did that said. Like,
regular.
What that motherfucker say? What do you mean?
I don't even want to know.
I don't even know how to transition.
That's not even like, I'm not even, that's not funny.
No, it's funny now.
No, I'm saying that shit like kind of serious. Like,
it's funny
like,
now.
What am I missing that's happening?
Hey, so, and this is, what do we feel about gay and hip hop culture?
Some people gay in hip hop culture.
And they not frowned upon, they not looked at differently. They just, it's cool, it's good.
I mean, niggas gonna have 100 jokes.
Well, he swore Lil Nas is not gay.
I don't think Lil Nas X.
Okay, so
Lil Nas X ain't hip hop though.
But look, but
okay,
this is my thing about Glasses though. His definition is gay is crazy. Like, he don't think if you do gay actions, you're gay at that point.
You gotta sleep with a man.
Oh, you kiss one dude on their mouth. You're gay.
I don't know if that makes you gay.
You are gay.
I'm on your side.
You are gay
because
he ain't kissing no nigga.
No,
this is crazy.
But I also would be uncomfortable even if I was acting.
Yeah, you know why you'd be uncomfortable? Because you're a straight male.
Yeah, but that's the point. Some people can act.
No, that ain't called acting, bro. It's a difference between acting. Gay for pay is still gay.
No, if you taking dick for pay, then you're gay.
I don't know.
What you say, Trap?
I said, yeah, I agree with him on that. Gay for pay is gay. That's gay.
Yeah, gay for pay is gay.
Penis, you gotta take penis to be gay in my
Hey, and let me say this too. I don't have no problem with gay people.
I don't.
No problem with gay people at all. No problem.
I don't
have no problem with gay people. All I'm saying is
short round problem. They gonna see you. They gonna
that's not what Coach say off the record.
Nah, I'm just saying I have no problem with gay people. But if you do kiss a man, you're no longer straight.
I have a problem with gay people, and not all gay people, but the gay person that is a man that feel like they need to act like a girl.
I feel you on that.
But that's not. I don't think that's gay though. I don't think gay people consider that gay.
I think that is what makes it gay for gay people. Like, my thing is, just because you take dick don't mean you're a girl. Like, you got to know the difference. You can still be a man.
I feel like there's
I hate that they seem like they emulate the sisters. I don't like that.
I feel like there's gay people who have a problem with that too, though. I feel like there's gay guys who have a problem with that.
That's how I feel about that. I don't care what nobody say. I think that's how gay people see Lil Nas X.
What, like what?
They can see he's gay facing.
So what about the girl, the woman who acts like a man?
That's just weird.
There's a double standard there, though, Trap. I will say that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just weird. When you see a stud, it's just different. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't quite know.
I feel like if a woman come out here and say she's bi, I think.
But you know what? I get why they. I mean, being a man is pretty fucking cool.
That is true.
I get why a woman would be a man, and they be walking around with the straps. I'm like, yeah, that just ain't quite gonna get it.
I think that's just bugged out, man.
And what I don't get about the girl in that situation is like, so you got a motherfucking woman that look like a man that got a penis, and you think you gay.
I think that's bugged out.
No, when two studs get together, be throwing me all the way off, though.
I never seen two studs together.
I've seen two studs together. That
crazy.
Shit throw me off.
I've never seen two studs together.
A woman who look like a man, but you don't want, like, but you men are out of the question, but you want your woman to look like a man.
Well, no,
that's a heartbroken woman. That's the woman that got a heart broke. That's all that is.
I get the stud, right? Because the stud is jealous of men or they want to be a man. I don't get the woman that's the stud is with. Why are you with this person emulating a man.
That is
That
interesting.
is crazy. And I know this is YouTube's supposed to be, but I'm just saying these are real questions that I really don't get. I'm like,
So you look at difference if they both look like women together instead of one.
because that means you like girls.
Now you like
Okay.
women. You like a woman.
Yeah, obvious. But if you a girl that likes studs, you like
you want a man with woman emotions. That's what you want right there.
Yeah.
That's
just get a
basically what
bitch
you want.
ass nigga.
Yeah, you want a bitch ass nigga. That's it. Right.
All right, though. You're right.
We finna get Joe. No Sinners Live, the lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time, right here on Digital Soapbox. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Click the thumbs up button. I hope I got at least 100 likes. Y'all better like this shit.
Like the shit, man.
Make it cancel.
Yeah.
We do this stream to support the No Sinners podcast. No Sinners podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. No Sinners podcast, executive produced by Charlamagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart.
You like it too,
and we out this motherfucker.
I did. I always like the shit.